Welcome to 7-Sided Die's Carpathian adventure. Travel back 700 years to the early 1300s. Castles like this dot the countryside. The Hungarian Empire, or Carpathian Empire, is at its zenith. The nascent Ottomans are on the rise, but neither Holy nor Roman nor an empire, Holy Roman Empire, battles within. England and France fight one another. As the Templars recede into history, the Teutons are on the rise. Welcome to the Carpathian adventure. This was a great hall. There would have been a roaring fire. It would have been adorned with Gothic windows. This might be where our adventuring party might gather. Let's meet them.
From the Kingdom of Aragon, I am Simon Val. I've ventured forth with few possessions and little coin, save an ancient tomb I searched to decipher. But I've struggled to find clues, and at times, food. While freezing in the Alps, fate crossed my path with a shining knight and the champions of the sun. Having aided me in a desperate time, they have earned my service and my friendship. Now, using my wizardry, I fight by their side.
I am Balder, a Norseman, a soldier, and an eldritch knight. I left my home to leave politics behind, only to be dogged by it across Europe. I first met the Champions of the Sun outside a small town in Hungary. Together, we battled Ottoman raiders and vampires. The Champions gave me purpose again, and where it takes me, I know not, but I know I want to be a part of it.
I'm Aldrich, and while I grew up an urchin in the narrow confines of Venice, I never seemed to fit in there. Except for this music box, my past is hidden to me. Now north of the Alps, I feel I'm closer to home, wherever that might be. Near the Untersberg mountain, I discovered these intrepid adventurers. Though they're blazing a dangerous path, perhaps they might help me discover who I really am.
Aha! Hello, friends! You can call me Livia Moreau. I come from the beautiful country of France, of course! Traveling as a salesman. Banished from my home, where by the hand of my twisted sister, my father was killed, and I was implicated. Mon Dieu, how low I've come. But in that low, I found the Champions of the Sun. Although they may not smell like sweet wine, they are honorable. Mostly.
I am Kip Kaelin, Ranger of the North, and I am lost. Hailing all the way from Garen in Scotland, I have faced great tragedy, losing all those dear to me. I am haunted by that fateful night, and what was taken from me. I face defeat at every turn, attempting to enact revenge on those that did this to us. And when all my strength, resources, and allies, save for my trusted wolf Lycoa, was depleted, I stumbled upon the Champions of the Sun at the Battle of Sakut. I decided to ally myself with these seemingly capable and worthy adventurers to aid me in putting the lost to rest. It is what she would want, or so she seems to indicate.
I am Borinth, the Cave Bear. I come from a tribe of barbarians that once lived in the mountains of the Badenweiler. While on my sacred spirit quest, my tribe and family were attacked with none left alive. I now seek the power to avenge my people. With my rage, I grow stronger, and with the Champions of the Sun, I seek a path to restore and preserve my people's culture and rid this world of any evil that stands in my way.
I am Matthias, of the House of Bathory, Knight Baron of Carpathia. With my traveling companion, Ambria, I was dragged into a whirlwind path by a rogue monk. But those I have met since then have earned my respect. And, more importantly, my trust.
Welcome to the Carpathian Adventure.
Bring clothes for like 2 days.
Welcome, I'm Tom. Thank you for joining us. We're a group of gamers who get together in real life to play Dungeons and Dragons. Some of us are military, others are in construction, still others retail managers. A few are in IT, we're parents, students, etc. So we do this strictly for fun. We hope you enjoy it nonetheless. There were quite a few thank yous in our open, except one, you. We would like to thank you, our Twitch, Facebook, and Twitter followers, as well as our YouTube subscribers. Thank you for joining us. If you have not already, please follow on Twitch, please like on YouTube and on Facebook, and of course, please subscribe on YouTube. I think we're up to 298 subscribers.
I've been checking the last couple days.
YouTube. I think Jess, who's off camera here right now, is offering to bring
cupcakes.
Bring Pinot Grigio, some red green Monster, some margaritas, and maybe some cupcakes. We'll see. If during the stream you follow or donate on Twitch, or if you subscribe on YouTube, your username will pop up on the screen. During the stream, some of us are watching it. I have it up on Twitch right here in front of me. So please feel free to comment or ask questions. Okay, I'm going to shout out something to one of the players at the table for a moment. Werner, if you could, please mute your microphone for a few moments. Please feel free to comment or ask questions. While live, we will endeavor to interact if the opportunity presents itself. To all of our subscribers, thank you. What is happening in the campaign? To defeat the powerful vampire Bayou Osman Ghazi, the party is building strength and collecting resources. An element needed to create a powerful weapon called the Tour de Demon is the Heilige Lanza. You know how many times I've practiced that? I actually got it down.
That's really good. That was the best one yet.
The Heilige Lanza.
Inspiration.
Yes, thank you. The Lance Head from the Spear of Destiny. The caretaker for the Lance Head, a leader in the canton of Schwyz named and Lord of Schloss Kyburg, Werner Stoffacker, agreed to loan it to the party for 2 years, but Stoffacker wanted their help. The Swiss cantons are in a war with at least 2 Holy Roman Emperors, Frederick the Fair, 2 Holy Roman Emperors, Frederick the Fair. The cantons want relief from some oppressive taxes, and they want greater autonomy. 2 of Frederick's armies are invading the cantons. One, under his brother and Duke of Austria and Styria, Leopold, is invading from the northeast. His troops are in the village of Mortgarten and battling the character's party. The party's tasking, they have to either hold off Leopold's forces coming to siege Stoffacker's Schloss Kyburg until Swiss reinforcements arrive from the other cantons. However, the other Swiss cantons might be involved in battles of their own, or win a victory over Leopold's forces sufficient that it permits the cantons, or the party for the cantons, to negotiate an agreement guaranteeing lower taxes and greater autonomy, or outright defeat Leopold's forces. Yeah. In exchange for the Heilige Lanza, the party accepted this challenge. To give battle, the party selected a narrow defile north of Schloss Kyburg and south of the village of Mortgarten. Wave after wave of enemy attacked the party's position. The party requested a short respite, then adjusted their defensive position, abandoning the ridgeline ballista position overlooking the battlefield, and briefly abandoning the ridgeline position itself. During the ceasefire, Balder and Matthias met with Werner Stoffacker. Balder quite eloquently asked for the Heilige Lanza as a sign of good faith. He emphasized that he is a man of honor and that he intends to risk his life for the endeavor. Matthias also swore before his God, the God of his ancestors, and on the name of his lord, Charles Robert, to defend the people. Werner Stoffacker gave them the lance head. The following morning, Leopold's negotiator, accompanied by the Norse fighter Guðnochneo and a third, approached the party. They clearly just wanted the party to leave. Mattias aptly argued their case. He outlined their cause, detailing the threat that Osman Ghazi presents to the world. However, it was to no avail. Parting ways, both sides prepared for a resumption of hostilities. Simon, Aldrich, and some of the Kyburg archers made their way back up the ridgeline. A short while later, Leopold's forces filled the valley with a cacophony of noise, metal on metal, wood on metal, and metal on metal. The sounds echoed off the walls of the valley. Time passed, and the random chaotic noise echoing off the walls continued. To see what was going on, Balder sent out his raven familiar and noted the enemy preparing for a battle. Suddenly, a massive fog cloud enveloped the path, the cliff, and the top of the ridge. Atop the ridge, Aldrich exited the fog cloud and ran smack dab into several enemy troops that had clearly scaled the cliff walls. A battle quickly ensued. Borinth blasted the fog clear with his magical axe hammer, revealing gobs of enemy troops on the ridge, scaling the cliff wall and at the base of the cliff itself. However, many of the enemy were also blinded by Borinth's blast. Gaining initiative, the enemy quickly knocked Aldrich unconscious. To attack the party's rear, the enemy started down the path from the ridge to the bridge. From atop the ridge, Simon pushed a large barrel of oil off the 60-foot cliff, knocking one of the enemy off the cliffside itself, and covered many an enemy below with oil. Later, he lit it on fire, immolating many of them. Back on the ridge, the enemy turned to attack Simon and the Kyburg archers. The fight on the ridge quickly took a turn for the worse for the party. The archers went down and Simon took a beating. With his back against the edge of the cliff, Simon tried to climb down, but fell the 60 feet below. Kartra and the Kyburg troops attacked the enemy that was attacking their rear. Balder, Borinth, and Mattias returned to the party's defensive position at the bridge and joined in the fray with Kartra and the Kyburg troops. After securing the bridge, Borinth, Balder, and Mattias decided to retake the ridge between the bridge and Mortgarten, the one that they had abandoned. The faster of the bunch, Borinth ran up the narrow path and ran smack dab into the enemy. Wading into battle, he pounded on them. Making his way back across the bridge and climbing the tower on the Kyburg side, Simon guesstimated the enemy's position on the ridge, and he let loose a fireball into the massive troops there. Unbeknownst to him, or so he claims, his fireball also hit his allies. Simon and Kartra are on the bridge. Aldrich is along a path between the bridge and the plateau. Balder and the wounded Mattias are making their way up the narrow path that leads to the top of the ridge to join Borinth. And Borinth himself is on a narrow path in a battle with one of the many wounded enemy knights. It is very late morning, perhaps early afternoon, with a gray overcast. It is difficult to tell what time it is. It is lightly raining, and the Heilige Lanza is in the party's hands. In the midst of the battle, we rejoin them. Welcome back, guys. Woo-hoo. I'm sorry it was such a long break. That's just the way it works out. Yes, indeed. Okay. Do we have noise? We have noise. We are at the top of, I think, round 7, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. Just a quick go around the table.
Maybe 8.
I've got Jess at 35 hit points.
Correct.
Ryan at 146.
Correct.
Joe at 51. Dennis at 92.
Your allies don't
Ryan
hit you
at
with a fireball.
79.
75.
75. And Reiner at 58. Is that correct?
He started to cast it and just dropped it.
That is correct. Awesome. I already checked with Simon. Balder, I show you with how many? 1 first level spell remaining? And is that correct?
Yes.
Awesome. Kartra, I show you with 3 firsts, 1 third, and 1 fourth. Is that correct?
It should be 3 first, 1 third, and 1 fourth. Yep, you got it.
Okay, awesome. Borinth, I think you've got at least 1 first level left. Correct?
Say it again. I'm sorry.
You got one first level spell
Remember
left?
You get spells in that?
I didn't use any. I don't think I used any spells.
Oh, you didn't? I thought you used
No.
one. Okay.
No.
Okay, you have
still
two?
Yeah, I have two.
Awesome. Okay, and we are at the top of the round. Okay, one thing I. Where are we here, Tom? Let's just go over something real quick.
I like this.
Security voice.
Okay, the path. Slight clarification. The path going up. What happened in the past. There's nothing I can do about it. So I was having those two guys attack you, Born. Those two guys cannot attack you. The path is only one wide enough for one creature, if that makes sense. Until you break out onto the plateau itself. So you one is right behind the other. I didn't move any of the figures because that's just the way we left them. But one is actually right behind the other. So obviously only one of them can attack you. And versa versa. Obviously, if you blow through one, then that situation changes. Regarding the main ridgeline, except for those areas there where you can poke out of trees or something like that, an opening, line of sight is blocked wherever there's trees, if that makes sense. Obviously, if you plow through the trees and you go up to the edge to look over, then so be it. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay. And we continue. Borinth, you are up.
All right. So I got one guy in front of me, right?
Yes, you do.
Is he red? He's got a red thing.
Yes,
on
he
him?
does. They're all. Some of them are badly wounded.
Okay.
On fire.
All right. I'm gonna continue. Obviously, I'm in combat.
Well, I mean, the fire just bursts and then it
Right.
vanishes. So it's not. And yes, if there was any flammable material other than what's on your person, then that would catch fire as well.
I'm gonna kind of gather myself here. All right. In my mind, I'm thinking of the conversation I had earlier with Woden. I had taken some time to kind of reach out to him and call to him. A little while back. I'm gonna finish this guy off in front of me because I'm still raging from last time. So I'm gonna work more on this guy directly who's right in front of me. Right?
Swing away!
So that's 15, 25, 30. I think I drank a. Did I drink a giant
Yes, you did.
strength?
You drank some kind of frost giant
So what does that
strength.
give me again?
We're in
29?
plus
You had it out there
I think
somewhere.
it was a plus 9 or a plus 11. It was
Yeah, I think
29.
it's a plus 9
It was
to what I
29.
roll. Oh no, plus. Okay, wait, no. So it doesn't matter. It's 25, 26, 27. It's 27 without the strength.
Ooh, I'm sure you hit.
All right, so I'll roll damage. Does that? I can't remember if that adds to my damage too.
It does.
So
It
strength,
increases.
right?
It effectively increases your strength, is what it does. From
Okay.
whatever your strength
All right.
was. So, you were 20. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah,
So you're trying to see. It was a potion of what kind of strength?
it was frost giant strength.
Frost giant. See if because you don't have it anymore. I'm assuming.
No, I gave it back to you.
But yeah, your modifier would be added.
Yeah. So it's
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
But I can't remember
positively.
the
I'm just
math
trying to
on it.
remember.
I'm pretty sure it was plus
what,
11,
what the amount is.
but not
Well,
your
I already
proficiency.
have plus
no,
11.
not including proficiency. Your
so
modifier
it
is
gave
plus
me
11.
it gave me 3 more strength. I think 3 or 4 more to my strength when I roll damage. 4 more
Why
to my
don't I have
damage.
it
I think.
here?
It was
Is
either
it in
9 or
Ryan's
10.
thing over
right?
there? Maybe you still got the
Yeah.
chit
It was
over
9 or
there.
Maybe you still have it?
In total.
I don't think so. I gave it back.
No, it's.
It was a frost giant.
I don't know. Do the math on it. 20 is 5. 22
doesn't
is
matter.
6.
I have a
24 is
cloud
7.
triangle. Will that help?
I
you?
have my
26
Oh,
is
yeah, I
8.
have another one.
28 is
But
9.
this one was higher than
So, yeah.
this. Increased
It's
it
9.
Is that a
Plus
frost
9.
giant?
Plus 9 altogether.
plus 9 altogether.
And then
So
your proficiency.
9 more, but correct?
right,
It's-
yeah. So that's why I gotta
You got to do the math. So you
Yeah.
were plus 5.
So you got
So
So
plus
I add 4. Okay.
Yeah.
So if I normally do plus
Plus-
11,
So you
plus
do plus
15.
15.
okay. Okay. all
That's
right.
still pretty
So-
good.
Yeah. So it's 21. That's 26 points of damage on that first hit.
26 points. He's not looking good, but he's still
You
up.
know what? I'm gonna pump a divine smite into it. Finish this guy off.
Use one of your
That's 2d8.
spells.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't use a divine spite?
No.
Smite before? Okay.
So
Okay.
that's plus 6. Oh, nice. Plus 8 and a plus 6. So it's plus 15. So extra 15 points of damage.
What was the total? Just tell me the total, sir.
9.
You're asking me to do the
I don't
math.
remember what it was before.
It's 9 more damage. It's only your modifier for damage.
What do you
No,
mean?
that was
No.
smite.
This
That was
is
smite.
because the
That's
divine
smite.
smite.
Oh, that's
What
the
did I?
divine smite.
What was my original damage?
26?
26. That's it.
26.
Sounds good. It's plus 9 more.
Plus
so
9 more.
35.
Yeah, 35.
He's barely holding on.
Okay. One more. I'll do another strike on him. I mean that's 29, 30, 31 to hit. plus my
31.
strike, whatever.
Your hammer comes through, just catching him right in the right hand. As you smack into him, you can see his hand wobbling in it with the sword against it.
27 points of damage.
27 points, and it just literally rips the front of his hand off, and blood just spews all over you, and
Okay.
he collapses.
All right, so I'm going to use my movement,
Okay.
and I'm going to turn and start heading back towards Balder.
Okay.
Okay.
This guy is more than 5 feet away because he was behind his
Yeah.
friend. So you start going down this direction.
And as I'm running, I'm going to take out my horn. I'm going to blow into my horn as I kind of like turn in almost like a retreating motion, like I'm running back, and I'm going to just start kind of waving to the guys to like fall back. Because I've seen what was at the top there. As I'm running past them, they're not going to know what was up there. I was the first one up there. So as I'm kind
So
of running back,
you
I'm
can go
motioning.
past Balder. You're going past him?
Yeah, I'm gonna move.
Because you got
I'm gonna-
40, right?
Yeah, I got 40, so I'm gonna move past him.
30.
So yeah, I'll be right about in that area there.
Okay.
Yep,
Anything else?
that's it.
The opponents are up. The opponents. Okay, this guy's gonna hold fast right now. These guys, you can't see what they're doing. And you can't see what they're doing. These guys over here, I think the fire's out on the ground. Correct me if I'm right.
Oh, yeah, the oil.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. You can't. Okay. Some of you can see from way over there. These guys are starting to hack through some of these stakes on this side. Those are the ones you see. You don't see any of these other guys right now.
I might be able to get that from the tower.
Okay, that's what you see of the opponents at the moment. Aldrich, you are up.
Okay, Aldrich. Not knowing what's going on, Aldrich will advance. 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. That's all I can do for
Will you
movement.
take that red thing off me too? I don't need
Why was that on there?
I think I was
For damage.
I think I said just put a red one on me, but I really don't. I'm not that bad.
I'll just,
I was being dramatic.
I'll
I
stay
was trying to blend in.
I was.
next to Matthias and Born.
Okay.
It might not be that dramatic. They do.
Anything
40
else,
damage.
Aldrich?
That's all.
Marius, you are up. So you're on the path as we speak. Aldrich is right in front of you. He just kind of passed by you. Your leg is still wounded, kind of decreasing your movement. You see Borinth coming back down the path towards you, and he seems to be motioning to you, turn around, turn around.
Calling the retreat.
What are you doing?
Well, if Borinth is the one telling me to go the opposite direction of a fight, I will believe him.
Okay.
Because Borinth is not the kind of person to run from a fight.
Okay.
So, Matthias, I will quickly turn and start yelling and start making my way back towards the bridge.
Okay. So you could dash if you wanted, which would double your movement. So your movement is 20 right now, so you would go 40. Okay? That would end your movement. That would end your turn. Kartra, you are up, followed by Simon Balder.
I am going to hold my turn. 'Cause right now, here's the horn, but don't know if we're supposed to go forward or backwards.
What does that mean?
So hold the bridge! Hold the bridge! Hodor! Hopror!
Okay. You could hold an action for a trigger, or you could just go into a dodge, or you're just kind of lingering there.
I guess I'll hold for dodge at this point.
Okay, you're dodging, we'll say. Okay, Simon, you are up.
From the tower, can I see the men around that are
You can see
breaching the
men.
corner?
Yes, I'm going to say you can. You can see them trying to hack through the stakes that are in the ground there.
I will launch a firebolt at the first guy.
Firebolt.
24 to hit.
A 24 zaps him.
8 points of fire damage.
8 points. Well, let's just add that up a little. Which one?
The one with the yellow.
Yellow.
the lead
Okay,
guy.
he is still up.
And then the archers will shoot over there. I don't know how you want to judge their view of that.
I'll just give him partial cover.
Okay.
Okay, sound good?
First three. Natural 20.
Natural 20. Pull a critical
Crit
card,
card.
please.
Maximum damage. So that's 8 plus 1, I think. Yeah, 9 points of damage.
9 points to which one, please?
I will say that same yellow guy.
Same
Yeah,
one.
same
Okay.
one. Sure. 16 to hit and a 21 to hit.
16 does not. The arrow slams into his body armor, and it kind of is sticking out there, flopping around as he's hacking away at these things. And the 21 does hit. You're peppering the same guy?
I'll say the guy next to him.
The orange
guy
one. Understood.
Takes 4 points of damage. And the last
4 more points of damage to him. He's
two
having been
archers.
burned and...
One will hit. And 9 points of damage on the orange guy again.
4 and 9.
13 altogether. And that's all the archers. And that is all I can do.
Understood. All of the troops, add 1 level to them, so and add 10 hit points and just +1 to hit and +1 to damage. Okay. So I'll just throw in. You had 3 more hits. I'll just throw in 3 more points of damage. Make sense?
Sure.
For the infantry also?
Yep. They all gained a
They're
level.
all level 4 now.
Yep. They're all level 4, so they have 10 plus 10 more hit
infantry?
points, plus 10 more hit points, and +1 more to hit, and +1 more to damage. Okay.
I have no idea what I'm writing down.
Okay, that is Zyman. Balder, you are up.
All the hit points become 40. Here, do your turn first.
Want me to do it for you?
And they get +3 instead of +1.
I will. I guess I'm gonna back up a little and hold an attack action and ask Boris, what the hell's going on? We have to take the hill.
Am I able to?
Sure.
Okay.
I'll go with it.
Okay. They have the hill. There's too many up there. I can't even tell how many there are. It's too. We can't fight side by side up there. We'd have better luck on this narrow path.
All right, we take them here then.
But let's take them more towards the bottom because there's a lot of men up there. I can't see us taking that hill. I thought we were going to be catching them by surprise, but they're up there and ready.
All right, I'll just brace and ready an attack. I'll stay right where I am.
Okay, you're braced and you have an attack at the ready to swing away if something approaches you. That is Balder. We're back up to the top of the round there. It is Borinth's turn.
Okay. I'm going to do the same as Balder. I'm going to stop along that path.
Okay.
I'm going to turn and face the path. I guess as close as I can kind of get to Balder.
You can be right up behind him. You can
can
actually
move.
give him advantage on an
Okay.
attack by
And I'm
helping
gonna-
brace him or
I'm going to do the
something.
same thing. I'm going to ready an attack action.
Okay,
Are
you just
you-
know
are
that
you
it's a
healthy?
narrow path.
You're healthy?
No, I'm
Okay.
good.
Unless you've got like a pole arm to jab around him or a ranged weapon, it's going to be really challenging.
Okay.
Okay, so
Yeah,
you're ready in
just
action
bring up
though.
your
Or ready in
You know
attack
what?
though.
Maybe I'll. You know what I'll do is I'm going to come. Instead of going right next to him, I'm going to come a little bit further down the path, and then I'm going to turn and hold a position.
Okay.
So maybe 20 feet down, yeah,
Sure.
and then I'm going to hold a position right along that, right?
Okay.
So
You got it.
You gotta get
this way, Balder could choose to turn and run past me, and I'd still be holding that line. But I'm going to hold an action there.
You're hiding behind the rogue is what you're doing.
What's that? Well, I mean, there's trees and stuff. I'm just thinking that.
We gotta get Matthias up here to poke at people from behind me.
Okay, anything else, Borinth?
No, that's it.
Okay, the opponents.
I'm happy to help in any way I can.
Yeah, he's hurt. He's pretty hurt.
Yeah, you can't.
Well, I'm the defense.
Okay, this guy got skewered pretty well. You see him turn and kind of disappear behind the cliff. This guy moves up and he starts hacking away at it. You see one of the things disappear at that point. Okay, that's all you see of the opponents. You can't see anything else going on. You hear some scuffling going on up there Balder, but you don't see anything per se. There's just a lot of chaotic noises. You hear some shouting and some shuffling about, but beyond that, you don't see anything at the moment.
Okay.
Okay, that's the opponents. Aldrich, you are up.
Can I... Sorry, 5, 10, 15, 20... Would I be able to peek out from behind the path?
Of course.
Get the drop on the lead guy over there?
Okay, you peek out, you don't see anyone there.
Don't see anyone there. Okay. Oh, because the pathway... Okay.
Well, he was there.
Yeah, right. But the pathway bent, so I can't see forward.
He was there, but you just don't see it there.
What do you see up there? Aldrich, what do you see up there?
There's nothing here.
We need to... Balder, we need to... Balder, we need to fall back.
Can I attempt to hear anything, or...?
Absolutely. You listen carefully and you're trying to hear something, and you hear just shouting, organize, get in line, get ready to defend just in case they come back again. Archers, start hacking your way through the trees. All in German.
The trees and brush, would they be thick enough for me to go into and hide?
Yeah, but it would be like difficult terrain though, so just take off half your movement as you're going into it. So sure, but it is like really thick, and even you would be just like barely seeing out of it. Yep.
That. Okay, yeah. So what I'm gonna do is
Aldrich, you push too far forward there. We're not going to be able to get you out. They're going to overwhelm you.
Push into the trees right here.
Okay.
Do I need to hide or anything? Or?
Yes, absolutely, and I'll give you advantage.
All right, advantage with the hide.
You're buried in those bushes. It takes you some... It's like trying to dig in between, like, underbrush and so forth. You're, like, pushing leaves and branches aside.
22.
22, understood.
Just gotta check for ticks later.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. That's probably more than your turn. Mattias, you are up. You're going down the path toward the bridge. You hear Balder up ahead, further up the ridgeline path. He said go fall back. He has, it's kind of hard to tell. You can't see him where you are, but that's the last you heard.
Remember, it's going to take you twice as long to move than it will us.
I will do a normal run.
Normal run.
Down.
So I think he means
I
not.
will not dash.
Okay, so 20 feet down. Okay, and then what?
Take up a guarding position to make sure that the others are still behind me.
Okay, you're facing back up the path again, looking toward where you think they might be coming from. You suspect, without even rolling anything, that they're probably pretty far up the path from you. So you think you would guess that for now you're reasonably safe where you are.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
I'll stay there then. I'll lock myself in and take up a defensive stance.
Okay, there you are. Awesome. That is Mattias. Cartry, you are up.
Klaus, guard the bridge. I want to see how the wounded knight is doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
The dash to get up there, but
you can go past him. It's kind of a narrow path that you can't really be side by side. Or are you trying to get past him?
Well, I'll just go ahead a little ahead of him and then be
There
like,
you go.
you know, Mattias, what's going on? I heard the horn. Okay.
Mattias. He is so badly wounded. There's not only blood dripping from his leg, but there's blood dripping from his throat.
All right. In that case, then I'll run up the path a little bit
That
longer.
guy's clinging on for life. Isn't he?
Well, he destroys our army.
He's a Klingon.
Start running up. I see Balder. Well, no, I don't see Balder. I gotta go around the horn.
Something.
Yes, you missed a lot.
You're dead now.
Repeat what
I cut out.
Oh, yeah. Karcher was like, Mattias, I heard the horn. What's going on?
No, I for some reason it cut out briefly. Everything just froze. We're falling back to the bridge. Unfortunately, at least Boren said that we should. The rest, the others are still further up.
All right, we got people on our left, our west side already hacking into the poles. So why don't you head back to the bridge and take charge there? I'm gonna check on the big guys.
All right. Godspeed.
Okay. Kurtra, anything else?
That's about as far as I can get. So.
Okay, awesome. Zyman, you are up.
We'll launch a firebolt again.
Okay.
Let's say 28 to hit. That'll hit.
Okay. And it hits, which the fresh orange, well, when I say fresh.
Yeah, the guy closest to me.
Okay.
It was 12 points of fire damage.
12 more to him.
Now the archers. They will all miss and a critical fumble.
Ah!
Our archers are killing themselves at a greater pace than the enemy is killing them.
Triple critical miss. Give me three. Give me 3 more critical miss cards.
Wow!
Holy
They're kicking our own ass.
Insta death.
Let's see.
Where'd Simon go? And apply all of them?
I'm up in the tower.
Oh, what the hell?
Hit head, temporarily blinded. Hit head.
He lets loose with his arrow and it
here.
shinks off of a tree and comes back and slams him into the head. And then it does what?
Let's see.
It hits somebody else?
No, he failed his so he's stunned.
He stunned himself.
So he's talking to the guy next to him.
Yeah.
He's like,
Totally
boy,
oblivious.
I heard what goes up must come down. And he shoots it straight up in the air and he's stunned as it goes up and it starts to come right back down.
So these two
And temporarily, those two are the same, and temporarily blinded. And the other two archers.
He's definitely
because he's looking up in the air and the arrow coming right down in his head.
He has a massive concussion.
Stared at the sun too long.
No, some giant War of the Worlds thing fell on him.
All right, that's it for Zyman and the F Troop archers.
F Troop.
There's one critical hit and then critical misses.
That's not the F Troop.
That's not?
No.
Oh, that was from laughing.
That
was laughing.
That was Colonel.
That's Colonel Clink.
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. Anything else, Zyman?
We lost our young audience to that one.
Get it together down there! Form your line!
As I see chaos brewing below me with the archers.
Huzzah.
And that is it for me.
Okay. Get your...
They start fighting and like hitting each other.
Balder, you are up.
Larry Moe and Curly Shemp. Curly Joe over there.
Balder, we got to get out of here. I know you want to fight, but this battle's lost up there. We do no good up there.
All right. Then where would I go?
You go through my space.
Yeah, you can go through.
Oh yeah, but I mean, I'm just thinking, what flank are we defending if we retreat from here?
Well, we'll go back down that hill, right? So you go back down the hill, back onto the bridge, and back out, full retreat. We're not.
They're gaining position.
No,
I don't think we can take that hill.
That may be true.
It could be true,
Yeah.
but I kind of want to take that hill.
I know. Trust me, I do too. But I wasn't expecting them to be so organized up there. I thought they were going to still be scattered about. We can pick them off, but they're just bunched up there.
We have to try. If we let them have the hill, they have too much of an advantage. They get their archers up there.
They already have the advantage.
So you want to fall back all the way to the bridge?
All the way back. I say fall back all the way to the castle.
All right.
You have to.
No, you don't.
You're on the bench.
I'll stay with you, brother. I'll stay with you up here and fight. I'm just telling you that. You know, I want to fight.
Balder's war gears are turning, and he's trying to figure out the best strategic thing to do.
I'll stay with you. I'll stay up on this hill with you to the very end, brother. But
you might be right. It might be time to retreat. There are a lot of them up here. And he'll just kind of, he'll reluctantly agree. 15, 20, 25.
I'll cover your. I'll cover
I'll
it.
dash.
Oh, I'm gonna hit the dash. Yeah.
Hello. Ranger. Raven Bearer. What's going on?
There is a lot of people on that hill.
Call the retreat?
Looks like we're retreating.
Borinth is up.
Once again, find myself behind enemy lines.
I know. Aldrich, are you coming?
Right where
I,
you like
I
to
can't
be.
see him. I'm gonna
No.
make it seem as Aldrich, we gotta fall back. We're going. I don't know what that means. I'm gonna turn and I'll dash. I'll
Okay.
dash back.
You dash back.
So it's 80. Can you move? Can somebody move me 80?
Wow, man, you're on board.
Yeah.
50, 55, 60. See ya.
Yeah.
80.
Aldrich just turns into Rambo. Just comes out of the mud.
Knife in my teeth.
As I pass Kartra and Balder,
Is that the drink?
I'll just let them know. We'll fall back all the way to the keep.
To the keep?
To the keep.
Okay.
Their numbers are overwhelming up there. They're overwhelming.
Yeah, but we should still fall back to the bridge, at least. Not
At least,
to the
well,
keep.
that's our first stop.
They
but-
still have a lot of ground to cover that we can keep attacking them from.
Okay.
We should be sending these guys up to slow them down.
They're gonna flank us at any time now.
Yeah, but we just
They're
guard.
coming from both sides now. They're gonna come
we
from this
guard
hill.
here. We guard here. They go slow them down.
They're in a bottleneck, right?
To what end?
Yeah, but if they go over here, these guys are going to
Take out
bomb
more of
everything
them.
on them.
Their numbers are endless. Their numbers are endless.
Yeah, at that point, I think it would be better just to hold the bridge and/or destroy the bridge if we have the opportunity.
We're not prepared to destroy.
We've
the
already
bridge.
determined it's too much work to destroy the bridge.
But if we
Then
fall back to
the strike will
Kyburg,
just defend the bridge for as long as possible.
we fall
Trying
back to
hold
Kyburg,
zero
they have to
choke
work.
points
Is there a
is
dam
less
we can destroy and
efficient
just
and less likely
take
to
out
succeed.
everything?
It's like for a siege.
Open the dam.
Besides which, they could just drop in behind us down the cliff.
Alright.
We need to. That's why I say we fall all the way back to Kyburg. We need a rest. All of us. We need a break.
Alright, so we fall back, strengthen our defenses there, and
Yes.
prepare to defend the castle.
Yes.
Alright, that's the plan.
Okay, so what are you doing, Borinth?
Oh, is it my turn? No, it's not my turn. I thought I
Yes,
went
it
already.
is.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
I'm
ran.
there.
Oh, you did.
I'm
Okay,
there, I'm there.
opponents. You don't see anything at the moment except they're hacking through. These guys hacking through this section over here. Another one of the posts go down. Aldrich, you are up. What are you doing? You haven't seen any movement
I have
yet.
seen nothing.
He would have. Did he hear me calling out? Would he have been able to hear?
I would say he heard you.
I mean, I guess I'm going to retreat. This is difficult terrain.
Just that section.
10,
Yeah, and now you're not in
20,
difficult. Now you're in
25,
normal terrain.
35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 70, 75, 80.
Okay, that is Aldrich. Mattias, you are up.
You can use your bonus.
Okay.
action to dash again.
I could have double dash, yeah.
He's already back at the castle.
My feet up.
Matthias is going to start running limply towards the bridge.
Okay, you move toward the bridge.
Are you dashing or are you just moving?
It's 20.
Yes, dashing.
Okay, dashing. So he gets
Another
40.
20.
Another 20.
25, 30, 30. So he's back here.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, that is Mattias. Kartra, you are up.
All right, well, I'm going to dash 50, so move me 50 towards the bridge.
30, 35, 40, 50 next to your shield guardian there.
Okay, Simon, you are up.
Fireball. Well, we're going to keep going back. This is just as far as I can go.
A dirty 20.
Dirty 20 does hit. The firebolt.
10 points of fire damage.
10 more to
the guy
him.
closest to me.
Ouch.
Gosh, you get cantripping him down.
He's like hacking.
Ouch.
Damn it, stop!
It's like getting stung by bee, like a bee until he's dead.
One of the archers would hit. 7 points of damage.
Which
on
one?
the further orange guy.
The
in the front.
further orange guy. Okay.
And the last two archers, they'll both miss. Oh, and that's it.
Okay.
Which archers are firing? Those bunch
I
of
got
no?
5
Oh, okay.
over here.
You
Okay.
could shoot the ballista at them for fun.
Okay. That's your
Haven't we
job.
been loading that? That's
It's-
got to be
it's
loaded by
ready to
now.
go.
Yeah, it's loaded.
It's ready to go. It's just there's no target.
There's no clear shot on those guys.
No. Okay. Anything else, Simon?
No, I will stay in the tower
Balder, you are up.
until everybody's over the bridge at the very least.
10, 15, 30. Regroup.
Okay. We're at the top of the next round. Borinth, you are up.
All right, Aldrich, you're coming, right?
I'm with you.
I'll just run back over the bridge. So move me, I guess, just 40, so that I'm right back in the. Yeah.
5, 10,
Somewhere in
15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, about
I don't
40.
need to dash.
Okay, the opponents are up. These guys move back, and you see some other troops come up into this area, hacking away at them.
Wusses.
Well, they have, you know, I mean,
They got to treat their burns.
they got men. You know, I mean, they got.
They got a lot of number of guys. They got to pull their wounded guys back.
Yeah.
Fresh
He's
meat.
strapped.
Oh no, he's permanently. Oh.
Permanently disabled.
He's been disfigured.
Okay, and another one of the posts go down over there.
He's missing a hand, and he's like, "Why did they give me a two-handed axe?
Okay,
I only got one
that's
hand."
all you see from the opponents at the moment. The Aldrich, you are up.
Dashing.
Okay.
20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. I'm back there.
Okay, Aldrich, Mattias, you are up. You are on the bridge, facing the enemy direction. What are you doing? All of your compatriots are within earshot, I would say, for all intents and purposes. Borinth's a little bit back there, but you can all hear each other. If you tell the Kyburg troops to keep quiet, what are you doing?
What do you all think?
Reform the line here. Let's get behind this line, and we can discuss. I think we should. I think we should make a full retreat back to Kyburg.
Who's actually holding the spear? Anybody who has it in their possession?
He does.
I have it. Yeah.
You have it?
I say reform up somewhat at the on our side of the bridge, and let's regroup back to Kyburg, and we could discuss what we're going to do from there, and have a talk with the Lord of the Castle, because
But you're
I think we've done all we can do here outside of the walls.
So for clarification, Zyman has the spear.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
afraid that I might actually agree.
I think we've done all we can do outside the walls of this city.
Not going to say I told you so, but
Well,
I'm not agreeing with you, I'm agreeing with him.
it's all one and the
we
same.
didn't,
I agree with you.
you know, hand the city over to them.
So out the secret tunnels in the castle.
Well, let's get inside and make that decision
And
first.
on-
Let's talk to the Lord of the
Continue
Castle
on our journey
first.
we go.
See,
Possibly, or maybe we
got some Ghazi to kill.
we got to see where those tunnels lead us to. We don't know quite where, in the grand scheme of the geography of the area, where it puts us.
There are-
It could dump us out right behind enemy lines. It could dump us out
He knows
in
where it goes.
in a position. Not really.
Not that
All he did was peek his head out
Yeah,
the door.
it's
He
not
doesn't know.
we don't know
he
exactly where the
is
army is
in
located versus
relation.
where that
Yeah, we don't.
secret
picturing-
exit was.
Picturing the castle in my head and where the tunnels go, can I guess if it's this way or that
I
way?
assume it's back here, right? Because the castle's back here.
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
We traveled on the ground for a while.
Yeah, it's true.
Say what you just said one more
It
time.
says, by where the castle is facing and which direction the tunnel went, can I make a rough guess that it went that way or if it went that way?
You mean the tunnel that was in the castle that went out?
Yeah.
We could figure this all out inside. Yeah. We have to talk to
Well,
the Lord.
we are retreating.
Okay.
We are.
Yeah,
Let's
I want to get out of
let's
combat.
let's mill on the bridge.
I want to be out of combat when we have the discussion, because we're technically still in combat.
We're walking to the castle.
Yeah.
Roll an insight check with disadvantage.
Guidance. I'm just kidding. You can't do that.
What is inside?
That's an awesome spell, though.
You're not sure. You think that it could. Were you part of the party that went in?
Yeah.
Okay. So you do recall that Aldrich told you that he went through and he found an exit
on another side of some mountain, and that it opened into a valley where there was nothing but like woods in that area. That there wasn't.
Explore it.
You didn't see
There were things in the
anything clearly that said, "Hey, this is outside the village of Mortgarten," or "This is
Due south."
Due south, or
Just
due
a-
west.
Just a
or
welcome sign.
It was just elsewhere.
Welcome to Narnia.
Yeah.
Welcome to Narnia. There you go. Yes,
There's
it was
a gas-
snowing.
There's a gaslight. There's a lamp.
And somebody offered you pastries.
Yeah.
There you go.
Sounds delightful.
Turkish delight.
Yes, I guess we are retreating.
Okay. So what are you doing? Oh wait, who's up? I'm confused. This was Maddie. So this was Maddie's turn.
Yes,
That expanded a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so Maddie, what are you doing?
Run away!
Hide in the outhouse.
Run away!
Start organizing the men for some form of orderly retreat. Don't want it to be a rout, and I don't want them to get cut down like animals while we're falling back.
Okay.
Okay, Karcher, you are up.
Marius's leg is wounded. What does it take to heal that? Just
I
time?
think it said on the card someplace. I think
it was just any healing.
Any
Any heal spell. if I
All
remember
right, so
correctly.
he's organizing the troops. I'll just, come up and just throw a cure light wounds on him.
There you go.
Miyagi.
Hold still, Matthias-san.
Okay.
That worked for my son for like 2 years. Every time he got hurt, just
Right, you heal
to the
9
point
points
where
of
he was
damage.
like,
but at least
"Daddy,
your legs
Miyagi."
weren't working.
He doesn't fall for it anymore.
So my leg gets better. Any hit points regained?
Yeah, you get 9 points back.
9 points. Got it.
Okay.
Then I just,
Okay.
bang my hammer on his shield there, bang, bang, and then I just walk past him and come over this way.
Awesome. Anything else, Karcher?
No, I'm just letting him organize. I'm just kind of staying there with the Dranger here.
Zyman, you are up. Eat fire!
It's like a 27.
27 hits.
I think I'm gonna join Zyman and just start firing.
That's only three points of fire damage.
Okay.
The first 3 archers. Does a 19 hit?
A 19 hits. The arrows go flying over your stake lines and slams into his padding, and you can see him wince.
9 points of damage.
Same one or a different one?
The one closest to me.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that was the same one.
The same one. Yeah. And the last 2.
Ouch!
Another critical fumble.
Critical fumble!
Damn it, Shemp.
These guys, despite going up in levels, just bad luck.
He passed his DC, so he's not frightened. He got a little scared for a second, but he's all right now.
Okay.
And that's it for
Good.
the archers and me.
And you, Boulder, you are up.
I'm gonna go.
Go to the tower.
No. Well,
Go to
I'm
the
gonna
tower
go
with
here by
Zyman.
the tower.
Okay.
And I'm gonna shoot a firebolt at those guys.
Okay.
And just join Zyman hurling firebolts.
It's the thing to do.
We could all regroup to the tower. Because we should have a view of somewhat what's going on in the battlefield.
You can't see the top of the ridge from the tower.
Oh, you can't?
There's too much vegetation on this side.
So we should just get to the keep.
I think so.
I'm gonna holler up to
We'll
Zion.
be able to see
26
'em.
to hit.
I think you leave the archers behind.
A
with
26
pepper 'em, and
hits.
when you see
We'll
too many people run.
form them up. We'll form the troops up along
And
the.
it does 9, 10, 11,
Might be a
12
lost cause
damage.
even leaving them.
Yeah, why we
If they make
why
a
leave
big
them
charge
to
down
die?
the hill, they're not going to hold.
We can create an ambush on the trail past the bridge though.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Create
How much?
in the woods.
12 damage. To which
Ambush.
one?
If you want to stick around.
The inside one or outside
Yeah,
one?
inside.
Oh, for them, yeah.
12 more.
Right? We put them all along the
Okay.
side in the woods.
Anything else, Boulder?
Hotter.
Boulder, and top of the next round, Borth, what are you doing?
All right, I'm gonna keep falling back. Well, yeah, I'm gonna get to that point. I'm gonna tell, I'll help Mattias reform the troops, and then we'll move the ballista towards the center of the road, aiming directly down across the bridge.
Okay.
Mattias, what do you think we pull these troops back and we create as much of a ambush as we can on this side of the road here and just try to slow their progression over the bridge? And I say the group, Champions of the Sun, regroup back to Kyburg and meet with the Lords of the Castle and report back, and then we can all discuss what we want to do from there. That's my best judgment on this situation. Outside these walls are lost. Mm-hmm. But we can slow their advance.
Suggesting that the entire group retreat, or that we retreat while the soldiers were made?
I say we form the soldiers up on this side of the bridge to slow them down as best we can, and the Champions of the Sun retreat back to the castle and meet with the Lords of the Castle.
Parlay.
Why don't all the men just come back to the castle and we destroy the ballista so it cannot be used against us?
I mean, that's fine too, but we're still trying to hold them as much as possible.
They're
As much time as
need all
possible.
hands on deck at that castle to defend it.
Or we could slaughter the men and join the other forces.
Yeah. I mean, unless we
that's also an
we just want to put those guys.
Just an
up
option. Just an option.
Absolutely.
Do you guys feel as though we should pull everybody back?
Yeah, I'd pull
Okay.
everybody
There's no
back.
reason to leave them all to die.
All right, we'll tell them all. Full retreat. I'm going to say full retreat across the board. Form up and let's head back. Dump the ballista into the river.
Okay, sir. You know what? The Guardian will last for 8 hours, and they don't know what the heck it is, so it might take them some time to figure it out.
Okay. Yeah. Right? I mean, we're not going to be able to move that ballista back. I mean, maybe we have time to move the ballista back with us.
I don't know. I don't know. Would we know that? Would we know if we?
It's on wheels. You could drag it. It's probably
okay.
going to. It would normally take 20 minutes to get back up there.
Oh,
It's going to take you probably 40 minutes to get up there with it.
Let's start pushing.
Just double the time.
Yeah, pull everything back. Full retreat back. Leave the archers on the ridge for now until to cover our retreat.
Yep.
Okay.
And we got the Guardian.
Yeah.
That's that's the most agreeable solution to me.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, you start pulling everybody back. Everybody starts falling back initially, and it's just you just continue to push backwards here. We're going to take a quick pause, and we'll rejoin. You're watching the Carpathian Adventure on Seven-Sided Die. We're going to take a brief pause, reorganize the map, and then we will be right back. There we go. Welcome back. You're watching the Carpathian Adventure on 7-sided die. And we rejoin the party retreating from the path between the bridge north of Kyburg Castle and the village of Mortgarten. Okay, you guys, you take off. You start pulling. The troops are pulling the catapult back with them. You don't see any activity up on the ridgeline. It is by now mid-afternoon. They're pulling it up. The path is winding and winding, and it continues to meander up. It slightly parallels the large stream that was on the left-hand side, but the stream cuts toward the path and away from the path, and then it eventually cuts much farther away from the path. The area on either side of the path that you're following is wide enough as what you saw for a reasonably large cart, maybe 2 to 3 troops wide in certain spaces. It continues to switch back and forth as it rises up into the mountains themselves. Eventually, you guys continue up. Mm-hmm. Eventually, after about 15 plus minutes or so, eventually the path opens up into a large, huge valley with rising mountains on either side of it. The trees that were spotting in this area quickly thin as though you went above a tree line in effect. The valley is huge and wide, and nestled against one side of it is the castle up against the side of the hill. All around it is a huge wide open plain in effect with loamish earth and ground. It's reasonably sturdy, but at the same time it's somewhat soft underfoot. The distance from one side to the other, you could tell as the first time you were here, it's pretty significant. This is a very large area. And then you can see that way in the distance, it kind of bends off, and then much farther to the south, it goes into a narrow defile again and then joins another path that seems to continue through the Alps and continues to climb up farther into the Alps from the foothills you're in. It is mid-afternoon. It is still kind of gray and overcast. The mountains themselves rise up into the clouds and just kind of disappear. It has stopped raining. It's just got that pungent smell of the loam, and you can tell that fall smell of rotting leaves is starting to become pervasive where there are any deciduous trees. You see the castle in front of you. Up on top of the walls, there are several troops. Your guys are all collectively pulling this ballista. They're making unusually good time because there are quite a few of them working at it. Are you staying with them as you approach the castle? Okay, you eventually get toward the castle. You're at the castle gates. They see you guys coming, and somebody goes down and opens the gates and lets you in.
The British are coming.
It was horrible. You're inside the keep.
All right, men,
the gates are quickly closed.
Men, get some rest, get some food, get some aid. Take care of yourselves.
Make peace with your gods.
Rest up. We're going to report to the Lord of the Castle here.
Klaus says, I will accompany you.
Okay.
I think it'd be best.
All right. Well, let's go. Right? Anybody else?
Yeah.
Let's get these men deserve. These men deserve a break. They've all fought well.
They do.
The men make their way over toward the large mess hall, the large hall that you had been at before. Several others take charge of pulling in the rest of their equipment and gear. And you guys are all ensconced inside the keep at this point. Somebody comes down from below and sees you and somewhat incredulously looks at you, one of the office underlings that you had met with once before. What is going on?
There's another wave.
Yeah.
We were unable to hold them beyond the bridge.
If we had tried to hold them back, then we would have been doing nothing except getting every man present killed.
How many men did you lose?
Too many.
How many?
I don't even remember.
Whole battalion of archers.
Half a dozen archers.
We've been out there for quite a while. And
We've lost some men at arms.
We've lost many men. We've The men we have left are just, they're beaten down and tired, and there's not much more fight left in them.
Almost all of them are injured.
Oh, and they rejected your offer.
The numbers are too great.
All right, well, it's not my offer. You need to speak with Werner. Follow me.
Yeah.
He escorts you back into the castle to that tower entrance that you had seen once before. You go up the tower, you through the room that you had stayed in, up the tower to a large room. On one end of the room is a large fireplace. You recognize the stag / antler heads, huge antler heads on the walls. Werner is in there with some of his other compatriots. He has obviously already heard that you were coming. What is going on?
Is there is the tower? Are there windows,
welcome.
openings?
Yeah, there are probably arrow slits.
Just arrow slits. There's no vantage point of the town, like where we're coming from. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Is there any view? I'm looking for if there's in this tower. I'm assuming this is the highest most tower. If there's a view of the town, of the area where we were.
Highest most tower, but
okay.
So the castle itself. So here's the village of Mortgarten, way to the north. There's the trail with the ridge line, not bisecting, but somewhat blocking the view of Mortgarten beyond. On the one side is the river that goes down to the falls, and then the bridge. And the road winds back down toward the bridge. And then there's the bridge itself. On the other side is the tower. And then there's a long, winding trail that cuts back and forth and back and forth. The river continues to follow it, kind of sometimes coming up against the trail, sometimes farther away from the trail. It cuts back and forth as it comes up through the mountains itself, the trees blocking some views. Eventually, after about 15 minutes of walking at a normal pace, eventually you come up to it opens into a wide field. And then somewhat distant across that wide field, down on one side, there is the castle. So it is a long distance to the town, and it is very obscured by terrain.
Okay. There is no good.
Technically, the tower is not like on a hilltop. The tower is technically, the keep, is technically lower than...
Or at the same level.
Or at least the same level. It's not like it's on a higher...
Level than the... No, it's definitely higher than the town.
Like a higher altitude? Mm-hmm. Oh, it is. Okay, the way you described it, I thought it was otherwise.
No, it's definitely at a higher altitude.
Yeah, I think we climbed up really high into a valley.
Everything goes like this.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's no vantage point of where the army itself may be positioned.
Is that mage guy with Werner also?
Yes, he is.
The one who helped...
Benzo d'Alessandro.
Yes.
What is going on?
The town is lost. It's been overrun. The men we had with us just not enough. Our resources have been depleted.
What is the news of the other army?
Overwhelmed.
Reportedly, they are being engaged, and they're in the midst of a battle, probably about 2 to 3 days from here.
If you wish to live, you must allow us to negotiate your surrender.
We are not doing what you want to do, you little centipede.
Okay.
I am not surrendering.
None of these guys
And you two swore your lives for this endeavor.
It's been days. They're willing to sit here for months.
Mm-hmm.
Which is fine.
Behind these walls.
Which is fine.
Like, we're not gonna convince them to either side to end this quickly.
Right.
Like, this is something that's designed to last months. We're not.
So what are you proposing?
We have given everything that we have out there.
I don't see it that way, but I'm listening.
I'm going to come right up into his face.
Yes, he comes right up into your face. No, your troops. I gave you the Heilige Lanza. You promised that you would give your lives on the oath of your God and on the oath of your life itself. And now you've left me here to sacrifice my people?
I'm standing right here.
I'm standing right here.
Have I left? I haven't gone anywhere.
So you're going to defend this keep in a siege? We could starve to death here. You had an opportunity.
We need to come up with another plan.
I look forward to hearing your plan.
Need to come to the table as well.
I am here at the table.
You've done nothing.
How many guards?
You've sat up here while your men down there died. You've sat up in this tower and done nothing.
How many
it's
guards
time
are
for
there?
you to come to the table.
How many guards? 2.
2 guards.
It's time for you to come to the table. For you to bring something forward as well. Our resources have been depleted. We've been out there for days. And you've done nothing but sit up here in your high tower.
I don't need to rationalize or justify my actions to you.
Your men need you to.
They serve a higher purpose, and they serve myself as the lord of this keep.
Well,
they were willing to give their lives. Clearly, you were not.
And they have.
The cowards that you are.
The cowards that we are.
I would prefer that you give me back the Heilige Lanza. And then you can leave, and we will be left to our own devices.
If that's how you want it. Do you want us to leave, or you want us to defend this castle?
Well, I'm looking forward to hearing how you're going to defend us trapped in here like rats.
Well, that's why we come here with you to
Then
discuss
fine.
what the plan could
Then
be.
stop trying to stand in my face and intimidate me. You're not going to. Laugh and yes.
Yeah.
Laugh, barbarian,
Man
laugh.
sitting in his tower.
Yes, okay. Throw insults all you want. As soon as you have led a village, led a city, how many people have you, other than yourself and your small party, cared for? Have you cared for anyone but yourself?
I don't see you caring for anybody but yourself.
Do
You want to keep your power.
Do you think that my power begins and ends with this battle? Do you think that the logistics of this castle, the logistics of these villages, is something to be laughed aside at?
that
That is
you see
merely
your
a battle
power.
where you sit there and swing your weapons, and that's what makes a kingdom? That's what makes a realm?
I think you see this as the end.
No, I'm listening to your plan. He goes over and he sits down at one chair. Tell me, please.
Well, we had nothing out there. We've done the fight out there. Now the fight comes to us here. What resources do you have that we may not know about within this city?
We have
What
troops.
advantages may you have over them in those fields? You know the land, your land. When they cross over into those fields, into that valley, what advantage does that give us over them?
Well, I was hoping that the other army would arrive before theirs does. That was always the plan. That we bought the other army time to get here.
And that's what we've been trying to do.
Yes. For how long? What, a day and a half?
I thought it was longer than that.
No.
At this point.
It was a day and a half.
Well, a day and a half.
Yes. Okay, so I'm listening to the plan.
20 guys
I
against
know.
1,000.
You gave us how many men out there?
Incompetent Klaus.
Klaus snares. Actually, yes. Yeah.
I do not know what your problem is with Klaus.
Mattias, let's not infight right now, okay? We're not, that's not our focus. We need to figure out what resources we have within these walls that we're not aware of.
We have a few more troops. We have lots of arrows. We could probably muster up another ballista.
Do we have enough wine?
Depends on how long it goes.
You say the army is 2 to 3 days away.
No, I didn't say that. I said the army is being engaged as we speak.
If they survive.
They're about 2 to 3 days march from here.
Okay. Well,
I'm listening to your plan.
I want to speak to Simon on the side when I get a chance.
Surely.
How well do you know this Benzo character?
Do you guys go to a small corner over near the stairwell?
Yeah.
And you're talking to one another?
Well, I have only just met him, and
What do you gauge his capabilities and more importantly, his loyalties?
I believe that he is much more powerful than he seems to be on the surface. He was able to reveal the true nature of the manuscript that I have had for quite some time. I believe his loyalties at least lie in
self-preservation?
I believe he has a cause. I do not know that his cause is here. He may be pulling strings for another. He seems old and feeble, but I do not believe him to be
Agreed.
that way.
Perhaps you should,
Just throw your characters in the room. Those are the 6 guys who were there. The 4 worker bees and, or rather 2 assistants. D'Alessandro, oh, and I forgot. Klaus. Which one was Klaus?
I have Klaus. I don't know if you want
Okay, you got it. Yep. Actually,
there we go. Yeah.
Klaus? Perhaps you could have a private word with him and see if maybe he could be convinced to consider another option.
You want him to pressure Werner?
If not that, then at least stand down in case of alternative means.
I could discuss with him. However, we've at least been given the option to leave. We could just walk out of here.
I fear that we are in a guarded keep, and we may not be allowed to leave with our artifact, if that is what we choose.
Balder has means of bringing it to him, but it does still have the spell upon it, which they can recall it. I will try to seek Benzo's counsel.
I will speak with the dwarf.
Okay. There's a dwarf?
Sorry about that.
Punch you and die.
I just thought you were little.
They're sitting at the table. The 4 of them. Klaus is in the room with you. The 2 of you are off discussing whatever you're discussing. The other guards pull up some chairs and offer them to those who want to sit at the table.
What we need is a plan. Clearly, I'm just a barbarian. What would I know? But I'm losing my taste for defending this soul here.
I think Balder's just going to stand up and go, it's a simple solution. We just defend these walls, and we got to get the archers on the roof. And he's just going to leave the room. There's no point sitting here discussing it. We're here now. This is all we can do. And he's going to go down to the mess hall to talk to some of the people that are trapped in this castle.
I'll follow him.
Okay. The 2 of you get up. They remain seated at the table. Matthias, what are you doing? You're still in the room?
Matthias is just trying to control his breathing at the moment.
Is there any food or anything on the table that they have in there?
It doesn't. I mean, there might be some bread. There's a large hunk of bread.
I'm just going to grab it.
You reach over and grab the bread. It looks like it had been chewed on one end.
Okay. I'm a barbarian, remember?
There you go.
Shoot a bowl if you could.
Is that guy Benzo or Werner?
That's Benzo D'Alessandro. The guy with the blue cape is Werner.
Let's go, Klaus. Let's get some rest, some food.
He seems to look toward his leadership. They just nod.
There's a little boy waiting for you.
He follows you.
Klaus.
I'm sorry?
Nothing.
What? That was weird.
I thought I misheard something.
I just found out that it's a dwarf, so it's not a little boy.
And he turns and walks out of the room.
Punch you hard.
I have no idea where that's going. He seems to just brush it off and follows Balder and Borinth down the stairs. Matthias is still in the room. Aldrich, you're still in the room. Kartra, you're still in the room. Simon, you're still in the room.
I'm going to nod to Kartra. You want to go downstairs to the room and talk about it?
Very well. You guys cross the hall. You go down that steps down to the room that you were staying in.
I'm going to tell Kartra pretty much the same thing I had told Simon. I think maybe if we can convince that magician to stand down, maybe we could take control of the situation.
Oh. Well, that's
What
different.
What are your thoughts?
Bold. I don't know how much the people in the keep will like that, though.
People tend to follow leaders.
Yeah. Mattias won't like that.
No, he will not.
He'll definitely take upperance for that. Then there's the matter of, I'm tired, I know you're tired. And we've got an army that's about probably half days away.
And they're determined to be besieged here.
They are determined to sink in.
And they will not let us leave with the spear.
Is there a way we could... They have a way of bringing the spear back to them. Is there a way we can disable that? Dispel it?
Not within my power.
Who do we
I don't know how
we
it
understand
works.
how
I'm
that
able to bring it
spell
back
works?
anyways.
Is it one is it one person who can do that spell? Is it
I think it's kind of like a custom kind of
he's
thing.
upstairs right now. Let's
I'm
just
upstairs.
try and
I'm sorry, I thought you were with us.
Yeah, no, I'm
And when you're all back in the room, all perfectly legit.
okay?
I mean, I have means.
You're not there right now.
Yeah, I'm
either.
sorry.
I thought
didn't
you
know he
were
was there.
I don't
Wait,
know
where
they
are you?
I thought
I'm with
they were.
him down in the room, I
Yeah,
guess.
I think me and Mattias are the only two
I think
upstairs.
Balder, Borinth, and correct me if I'm wrong, Klaus went down to the mess hall.
Yes.
Yep. Okay.
Correct.
Well,
Okay.
I agree with you.
And
I
you
think this is a
two
lost
are.
cause.
They went to like that room that we stayed in,
I
right?
feel this is lost
Yep.
cause. I feel we
Okay.
should get out of here.
Agreed.
But we can't get out of here without the prize.
Agreed.
So if there's a way we could do it where we could keep the prize and our heads, I'm all for it.
I just feel that in our current state, we might not be a match for some of the people in that room up there. So if we could convince some that there is honorable ways to get out of this situation with minimal loss of life.
If Simon can convince the magician, that'll definitely be a big boon in our cap. But like I said, I don't think Mattias is going to go for that. I don't know about the warriors either. Well,
I think the patience is running thin for our party.
well, I don't know. The guy clearly thought we were going to die out there.
Well, I guess it's my responsibility to try to convince if possible. But you don't see a folly with that, do you?
Nope.
Okay.
What humans do, humans do.
Human's gonna human.
Human's gonna be a human, you know?
Very well.
Okay. With remaining in the room is Mattias and Zyman. What are you two doing?
I will.
Is there anyone else in the room still as well? Or
Yes.
just the two of us?
You're in the room with Benzo D'Alessandro, Werner Stoffaker, two of their knights, and two of their just general work guards. You're seated at a table in the large conference room with a huge fire on one side of the room. Above that large fire is one of the flying stag skulls with antlers on it that you have seen before. To the wall immediately to the right of that is another one of those giant stags. It's a warm, comfortable room. There's a large fire just on the opposite side, I believe. There's a niche above the like a small dais, if you will, with a replica of the Heilige Lanza in that small niche. You're in the room there, seated at the table.
I remember that, yeah. Matthias stands up.
I suck.
There is a difference, sir, betwixt cowardice and understanding when a battle is impossible. There's a difference between cowardice and the desire to preserve the lives of your men. There is a separation between cowardice and the understanding that if you stay and fight, that you will be leaving the situation even worse than if you retreat. If you judge me to be a coward, then do so, sir. But do not think that I made the decision to retreat lightly. I do not think that it was my first impulse. I do not think that I would dare go back on what I swore. Because if you truly mean to say that you believe that to be my intent, then, sir, you insult me most gravely.
Perhaps I spoke too rashly. I am upset, Matthias. You made me a deal. Your compatriot made me a deal as well. And now I'm trapped in here, and I was hopeful. I mean, you had lasted a day and a half. You seemed to be holding the path, and I was impressed with how stalwart your effort was. And then suddenly a rapid turn of events. How can you expect me to be anything other than upset and disappointed in the turn of events? Okay, perhaps coward was too strong of a word. But to think that I'm going to sit there and embrace you as you come through my walls, knowing that just perhaps a few hours later, troops will be surrounding my keep. If you expect me just to sit there and go, welcome back, my friends, my compatriots, I'm grateful for all that you have done. And now I'm faced with this. I am faced with what is perhaps the peril of everyone. And even if the army wins on the other side, we're going to be trapped in here between that other army and this army. Yes, listen, I was rash. Calling you a coward was wrong on my part. But don't have any illusion. I am beyond pissed at this situation. And if you think otherwise, then shame on you.
I have never claimed that you have no right to be angry, sir. I know full well what a siege entails.
Very well. There is time.
I believe that the conversation will simply go in circles should we continue it at the present time.
We need a plan, yes, and I fear that plan will be mainly just to bar the gates and hope for the best. Get yourself some food. There's food while there is some, get yourself some food from the mess hall. I understand. And I am sincerely sorry for calling you a coward, Matthias. Hey, you and your compatriots. But I have no illusion. I am not pleased with this turn of events.
And you have a right to that displeasure.
Benzo stands up. Well, perhaps I'll accompany you to get some food, Matthias. I'm sure that Werner and the other gentlemen need some time to ponder this situation, this turn of events. If you pleases you, if not, that's fine. I understand.
It sounds like a splendid idea. Let us all go. They're already down there waiting for us.
Then I shall take my leave. I believe that some food and some rest would do me good.
Yes, very well.
Matthias just... he doesn't quite stomp, but he stalks out of the room.
There's an inspiration token there for you, sir. Okay, last left in the room is Simon.
I will follow everybody down to the...
Okay.
We'll all go to the...
Benzo gets up for a moment as if he's about to join you and then realizes you're probably not interested in his company. It's almost like the expression on his face, and he just sits back down again.
Oh, you're not coming?
I didn't have the impression I was very welcome at the moment. Werner, would you excuse me for a little bit. Yes. Banzo, don't leave the castle, though, please. No, of course not. I wouldn't think of such a thing. By your leave, my liege. And he turns and he accompanies you and Matthias out the door. Oh.
Thank you for coming with us.
This is a turn of events that I didn't expect. And not in any circumstances. He says as he's muttering to you as they head down toward... You go toward the mess hall?
Yeah.
Okay. You go down through the spiral staircase. It goes down through past the room that you were in, down a long corridor, out into the large corridor itself. You see again Boulder's black and gold cart parked in the corner. A little bit of wet on the top, but not like getting wet inside or anything like that. It's starting to rain. It's getting a little bit on the chilly side. By now, it's just about the late afternoon to early evening. You can tell the sun is going down. That grayness is turning dark now at this point. He crosses the courtyard over toward the mess hall. It's warm and inviting, although it stinks to high heaven of body odor and people sleeping here and food and what have you. The food is wholesome enough. Yes. You get online and get something. You see your compatriots in there.
Well, while we're waiting in line, I'll start talking to him.
Yes.
What, Benzo? What are your feelings about our current situation?
Well, I'm having trouble processing it, to be honest with you. I mean, I didn't expect this change of events. I think everybody was rather, from the news that we had heard of what was going on there, we thought that things were going fairly well. I don't think we thought it was going the same way. Clearly, I guess we were wrong. Or, at least that's one's perception of it.
Yes. Well, much blood was spilt by us, and I know I am spent. I have nothing left to give. I need to rest. I fear Werner does not realize the toll that it takes on all of the men.
I mean, he's a leader, and there is more upon his shoulders than you might realize. It's easy for him to throw unpleasant remarks as it is for you, but I think the burdens are different.
I spent enough time amongst my father while he had counsel to hear the words thrown about to underlings, to realize none of it really matters much. I think the thing that matters most right now is what we do to stop this menace that is brewing. My compatriots feel bogged down here, as if every moment we spend here is one more moment that Osman Ghazi moves forward and...
My dear friend, you've been here a day and a half, maybe two. But very well. You are entitled to feel the way you do.
I know. I understand the way sieges go. They do not seem to
We were here like 2 days before.
to understand, but
Seems like months.
they desire to leave, and I'm afraid at some point I will not be able to convince them otherwise.
I'm not their keeper.
What kind of consequences do you think would be at hand?
I don't know. You're talking about with regards to what?
Oh, Werner.
Well, he's going to be upset.
And us leaving with what we came for.
Well, I see where you're going with that. Well, I'm not exactly sure, but... and yourself? I don't think you swore anything upon it or anything like that. I mean, for yourself, I think you could probably walk out of here very easily. And I suspect a lot of your party could. I don't know exactly for sure. I'm sure it's something heinous, but Well, you know his choices in life.
There is, and there is pride, and there is respect and reputation. That all must be taken into consideration. Where do your allegiances lie?
Well, I have pledged my allegiance to Werner for now. Why? Why would you
Curious.
think otherwise?
You strike me as a man that hides a lot.
I hide a lot. I thought I was rather on an open sleeve, so to speak. But very well. I hide a lot.
I believe you show enough to make people comfortable, but there is something more. I'm going to take my plate and then walk away and walk over to the table.
Are you asking him to? He's looking
No,
at you.
no, I kind of just leave it at that.
Very well.
Come, let us eat.
He'll join you unless you're telling him to go. He's
No,
kind
I'm
of
telling
not
him
sure
to
exactly
come.
what to take of that. And he'll join you at the table. That's interesting take. Very well. I have done some more processing on the those numbers that we've spoken about.
Yes.
And I'm not exactly sure what they mean, but I have a suspicion that they... Are you familiar with the concept of azimuths?
I believe I've heard the term, but...
Well, if you were to sit there and be able to choose a direction, and let's say this direction was a number, and that direction represented another number, and that direction represented another number, and so forth.
Yes, a method of some sort of triangulation to locate a point.
Yes, I've been looking at them, and I think they might have something to do with azimuths, but I could be mistaken. And I just was looking over it some more. But just food for thought.
I will look further into that. I had a suspicion that they are all linked and pointing to something.
I don't know for sure, but that's just what numbers seem very, very curious.
What the numbers belong to is a bigger question, or if they represent something else entirely.
I don't know what they represent, but if they are in fact azimuths, they might point to something, I guess. Or some things, as the case may be. I'm not 100% sure, but let me eat this fine meal while we can. I see your party's joining you. If I'm interrupting any further, let me know. Oops. You guys are all, those of you who want to be there, are all there in the mess hall together. It's up to you, Alderic and Karcher. You were off to the side discussing elsewhere.
We're gonna join, right? Yeah, I'm hungry. Yeah. Stamp on in there, get a bunch of sausage.
You think there's sausage left?
Balder, I say we just burn the whole castle to the ground. What do you think? We could just light it on fire, just burn the whole thing, and then nobody gets anything.
Quite a shift of allegiance.
I'm angry right now.
Well, you guys.
I'm bitter.
According to
just burn it.
According to the legend, you guys already disposed of one king.
Balder.
Yeah. Well. And this guy's not even a king.
Balder wants to walk around the mess hall, and he'll just kind of shout out, "I'm looking for a few capable men who want off this tomb. Who'd like to leave this tomb?"
Open rebellion.
And he's keeping an eye out for any sort of capable men, but that are part of like a family.
What do you say? Tell me, is that what you said?
Yeah.
I'm looking for a few capable men who want off this tomb.
Or a ticket out of this tomb.
Roll a persuasion check.
Are they actually doing what I think they're doing?
18?
No.
18.
Seeing what's going on.
Revolt. They're not even at the walls. We're already starting to revolt inside the castle.
No, not revolt. I'm just talking to the guys who ran here from the town, not like the soldiers and stuff.
Yeah, you're talking to the villagers.
Yeah.
3 individuals start to stand up. 2, their spouses grab their arms and pull them back down. 1 stands up and he says, "What are you proposing?"
I need someone who will take some of my belongings to France for a lot of gold. Pretty easy task.
Roll a persuasion check with advantage.
gold and I get to leave here? Okay.
So 15?
15. Two other individuals stand up at the voice of gold. And the three of them somewhat hurriedly come toward you. What are you talking about?
And I'll just invite them to sit at the table that we're whatever table we're next to.
They sit down next to you.
I'm looking for a couple people who will take charge of my cart. Meet me in France with it, because I might not be able to leave with it. And if I live, you will collect a lot more gold. I have 200 to start, and I'll just throw down this huge sack of gold on the table.
Dang.
The three of them look at it. Yes, of course. If we can get out.
Benelux.
I'll make sure you get out.
Okay.
But I just need you to take this with you, take care of it, and if we meet again, hopefully, in the near future, towards France, there's 2,000 gold to the safe return of this cart.
The three of them say, lower your voice, please. Of course we'll help you.
All right.
What's the name of the town?
Benelux. That's where we're going to go next, because that's
Towards
where
France,
the barrels of explosion came from.
Yeah.
Why are we looking
Very
into
well,
that?
Benelux, France.
Why are we even looking into the barrels of the explosion at this point?
We're probably going to need help getting out of
We need to know what we're
keep. I mean, it's
Of course.
it's not exactly. And we can take our spouses with us.
Of
yes.
course.
Does that have to do with the spear and a holy thing?
Very well. Yes. I mean, one of them reaches over trepidatiously. I mean, of course we'll take the gold.
All right, I'll meet you at the. I'm keeping the gold with me.
Oh, you're keeping it with you.
I'll meet you at the front gate in 15 minutes. Get your stuff ready.
Can we make it 30? My wife probably wants to grab
15 minutes.
15 minutes it is. I'll be there. You'll be there. Yeah, I'll be there. Yeah, I'll be there.
And I'll go over to my cart and start taking all the stuff that I need to keep on me.
Okay.
2,200. You just offered them 2,200 gold pieces. That's like more than they'll make in
That's
6
life-changing.
lifetimes.
They can
Is
move
your
to
cart
France.
even worth that kind of money?
No, they can move to
an
France.
emotional
They can
attachment.
move to France and they can make a new life. Give them enough gold.
We just
yeah?
built it like a week and a half ago.
For 80 gold pieces. And
Very
now it's worth
important.
2,200 gold pieces.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of. I'm taking the valuable supplies off of it, but there's a lot of our supplies on it that we're not going to be able to get back till we meet
My
up with
books! All my books are in there!
Your
The monkey,
carpet.
is the monkey
All my
going?
books are...
it again. What?
Carpet's
monkey
rolled
going
up.
to keep an eye on it?
I'm waiting to rub it on some blood.
The monkey can stay with us.
Can't get rid of the monkey. We need the monkey.
They take off. They quickly disappear. You see some of them run over to their spouses. One quickly just runs right past his spouse.
Balder, how are you gonna?
I love it. Even
what's
just the
your plan?
200 is like, oh my god!
Balder, what's your play? How are you gonna get them out of here? How are you gonna get them out of this town?
I'm just gonna walk out the front door.
Into the army?
Yeah,
Out the backside.
the other way.
The other way.
Into the Alps?
Yeah, towards France.
I never
I
thought
don't
of that.
know. Is that the
that a
direction
thing?
that we need to head?
Towards the Green Valley.
Pretty sure,
Sicily.
yeah.
I mean, France.
Right, that is where we're going, right?
France?
But,
Yeah, France is
but
the
that
next
path.
stop.
But is that path?
To France?
Yeah, to the Alps. Is it,
Well, from
is the way to
Germany,
the
right?
Alps?
I mean, it's away from the army, and eventually all roads lead to France.
Yes.
They do.
Okay.
Just that's the point.
I thought they all lead to America, but
I mean, either
Hasn't been
way.
found yet.
Is that the place
I
where
don't know
everyone
if my
speaks
geog-
like
I don't
common?
know if my geography is right, but you still got to cross the Alps anyway, right?
I don't know.
Germany?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I didn't think
we,
so.
We gotta like
Yeah.
cross the Alps.
Oh,
to
yeah, I
France.
guess so.
I'm right.
I think we're in the Alps,
Okay.
aren't we in the Alps?
Yeah, we're in the Alps. We're yeah.
All right, it goes further in, so yeah.
The Alps are
My
big.
geography is right.
The Alps are big.
Okay, so are we leaving in 15 minutes, or you're just getting them out?
That's up to you guys. I guess I'm assuming we're staying here.
Right.
That's the whole reason I'm doing it.
Well, that
But
Werner called
what
us
are we gonna
cowards, so I
do?
think we
What are
have
we gonna
unfinished
do here?
business.
That's up to you guys.
Son.
I have been called far worse.
They insulted Matthias by calling him a coward. We cannot let that stand.
I would like to
Just
know.
for that, I am considering forgiving him.
I'm only.
Benzo says, by your leave, I think you have some things to discuss amongst yourself. will partake of leave now.
Benzo,
and,
hold on before you.
Yes. What
How
is it?
familiar are you with the layout of the keep here? It was brought to my attention. I haven't been through it, but there is an exit beneath this castle.
The tunnels.
The tunnels. I want to know where they end out. Like, would they give us any sort of a advantage against the enemy? Maybe perhaps behind enemy lines?
Well, it goes, I mean, at the risk of, I mean, as long as you're not starting a rebellion in the castle, I get it, you're trying to preserve your personal belongings, that's fine. But be raising a rebellion in the castle, I'd be somewhat reluctant to help you under those circumstances.
I don't think that's what's happening.
I just want to be clear about that.
No, that's not, we're just trying to get our personal items out of here.
Okay, very well.
This, I'm talking about that there is some sort of an underground passage. I want to know if it puts us in a advantageous position against the enemy. We just don't know where that tunnel.
I mean, I don't know exactly, how spread out the enemy army is, if that's what you mean. But it goes underneath one of the mountains immediately to the west, and it goes quite a far distance, is my understanding, and then it cuts into another valley. Does it go behind the enemy army? I guess in a manner of speaking, it could go. I think it goes generally west into another valley, and then I guess that valley, there might be a roundabout way of going north from it, or well, perhaps not directly, but a roundabout way of going north from it that might lead to the further western side of where that army is, if that makes sense.
Right.
But I don't think it's, it was never designed as it was a mine that was turned into an escape route, I believe.
Okay. We're just trying to explore what our options are here.
I would hope you are. I would absolutely hope you are. Yes.
Are we just sticking it out in here?
That's up to you guys. Like I said, I'm only doing this in preparation that I thought we're sticking around.
Yeah.
Master Benzo, let me speak freely. How dedicated are you to the current leadership of Kyburg?
What, pray tell, dear friend, are you proposing?
I think he just
you're going
mentioned
to
that he was
freely.
against any
I'm
type of
trying to
open
just
rebellion.
gauge how- Well, I don't want to do rebellion.
I get it. Individuals are stressed with this situation, and perhaps things will be muttered that are probably not appropriate.
You are a learned man. Surely
Yes.
you understand the value of life and the senseless waste of in needless situations.
What are you proposing, my dear friend?
Well, perhaps you carry some favor or sway with Werner and can convince him that digging in for the siege is not the best suitable option for the...
And what would Werner, if I were entertaining such an idea, which would probably and rightfully, if he could, I don't think he could, but he have my head cut off. What would you offer Werner, who, if he loses this siege, he will stand to lose his head? What would you offer him?
He can flee.
I think
fleeing with one's head is far superior than to losing one's head.
As a lord of Svies, I am not sure that he sees that as an option.
In your
thoughts? You never know what a man might do, and if their life is on the line.
If perchance someone tried to convince him otherwise, would you find yourself supporting Wagner in his defense, or would you...
For him to retreat?
Yes.
I would listen to him. I'm here to counsel him. I'm an advisor. Yes, I have other abilities to assist him from time to time. Some stronger than others. Some merely utilitarian. But it's his decision what he does.
And you will follow his decisions blindly.
Blindly. Interesting choice of words.
Without
we
question.
pledge ourselves sometimes to something beyond ourselves. So it's not a question of blind loyalty, it's a question of one's honor. And for me, honor is a fairly important thing. I've agreed to something, and I agreed to it because I believed in it. And I think he has the best interest of the cantons at heart.
That might be so, but you must admit that honor must take a backseat to survival.
Sometimes no. Sometimes one must be willing to give their life in something with regards to something they believe in. Otherwise, it is really without value.
Are you a native of the cantons?
Yes, I am.
Of
Kyburg? There, and I've spent a lot of time in Italy. Although I seem to have lost my accent. I used to practice it, pizzeria. But this voice in my head named Tom just can't seem to maintain it. No, someone must be occasionally willing to sacrifice everything for what they believe in. Otherwise, what they believe in really has no value. Well, that's my opinion. You don't have to agree with it.
I suppose as an outsider to the cantons, it is difficult for me to invest myself fully in it and understand that
It's Alderic, correct?
Correct.
Alderic, is there anything that you are willing to sacrifice your life for?
If there is, I have not come across it yet.
Oh, very well.
We shall see.
I think it's very noble to be willing to put your life on the line for something you believe in. I'm not saying frivolously. I'm not suggesting you throw your life away. I'm suggesting that it's saying that something else is more important than myself. Has importance, has value.
I feel that if Werner feels so strongly in this belief, maybe he takes it too far and does not take the well-being of the canton and its inhabitants to heart, even in his stubbornness.
Listen, leaders make mistakes. There's no doubt about that. We've all made mistakes, and even though we're not leaders, even as advisors, we make mistakes. Time and history will tell whether or not he's made a mistake. Or it could just be forgotten.
The leaders that are stressed can be prone to sudden outbursts, as we've seen upstairs.
Oh, I'm confident. He was very stressed. Yes, no argument. And are you surprised that he was stressed?
I've known very few leaders in my lifetime. I could not judge that. I am not one to mingle amongst the nobles. But were I one of the commoners and I had seen that outburst, I would be readily concerned.
There you are, an outsider, though. So, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there are those in here who are very concerned only for their lives, for the lives of their families, and nothing else. And I'm sure there are those as well who are willing to lay down their lives just as easily.
I'm going to lean in close to him. You are not a stupid man.
Oh, of course not, and nor are you. Otherwise, you wouldn't be engaging in this conversation.
You realize there are whispers throughout the keep entertaining the removal of Herr Werner.
No, I have never heard such thing.
Perhaps you spent too much time in the tower.
Roll a persuasion check.
He will doubt everything he believes.
Yeah, that's a 7.
If there are those that are muttering such things, they're probably not probably without credence. They're probably just individuals who are stressed at the situation.
Understood, but one would wonder if a man such as your capabilities would stand by such actions should they come to pass.
I have no idea what you're saying. You're talking in circles.
Of course not. I guess you have no idea what I'm saying, and I'll give him a little wink wink.
Oh. He winks back at you. Very well. Gentlemen, this porridge was delightful. I hope you have a good day. And he says, by your leave. And he stands up and he leaves you to your conversations.
I don't know about that
All right.
I don't think you want us any friends.
Say we send these people out in 15 minutes, send them out on the road, and then we wait a week. We just chill. We just wait and let them come to the gates and just hold them at the gates. I mean, I have nothing else.
Yeah. Well, we can't leave until we figure out how they recall the artifact.
I guess
there
we
must
just
be
kill
some spell
everybody
on
that
it.
is,
You can figure out what it
really
is.
wanted to leave.
I might be able to dispel it.
Or we can let them be
I
killed.
don't think it matters if they can recall it.
You guys keep like pulling it back and forth.
I mean, what's
I don't know
what's the
how it
range limit
works.
on yours?
There is none.
Forever.
Yeah, but I don't know how.
Doesn't matter where it is or where it goes or where it can
It's
summon.
permanent?
Yeah.
Can it be dispelled?
It's not a spell, so no.
Class ability.
Okay. Then why are we still here?
Well, surely
I
Ben's
don't
put
know.
the spell on it.
I have
We
no
have a
idea.
way. There's two ways out. There's the gate to the Alps. Just don't have to pay anybody. Pay me 2,000 gold. I'll take the cart and we'll go.
Well, I don't know if they're gonna let us leave. I mean,
You said we
there
could
might
go
be a
anytime.
fight.
Without the thing.
We'll just grab it later.
Yeah, I can just let them have it.
After they're dead.
But then they can just pull it back, or will they be in a position to take it back later? You know, I mean, they may not.
I mean,
It
so will
depends
I.
on who.
So what does it matter?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
When we
Yeah,
need it,
but
I can
when you
take
need
it.
the most, they yank it back and then we're in trouble.
I mean, I guess I don't know how their spell works, so
All right, well, how about this?
it would be nice to know, but
I've never personally been in a siege of a land castle before. I just know how it is subterranean-wise. So I'm sure the weapons are different. What are we as a group supposed to do to protect the keep when they're lobbing fireballs and things at the
Nothing.
castle?
Not until they breach it.
You're not
Until
going
they
to.
breach the front gate, then
we just keep the archers full of arrows.
Well, there is the possibility of sallying out or launching raids against the enemy encampment, but
it's too far. It's too
not
far.
right now. No, but once they've settled in.
So you don't want to kill Werner, as we all agreed with that?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, I
want
think
to
that's
kill
an extreme step
anyone
at this
in the
point.
castle.
Yeah, I think that's an extreme step.
Okay, so we're shelving that one.
All right,
Let's-
well, let's
we
just
could
do-
rest.
do-
We could
Let's
just.
decide right
It's
now.
like Plan B.
Do you humans
Are
have...
we leaving? Is that what we're doing? Are we just gonna
No,
walk
I
out the
don't-
door?
I think.
No, we
I
can't.
think. Here's what I think. I think we're in no condition to leave right now because we don't know what we're going to come up against on our own if we decide to leave.
Okay.
Right. So, let's do something by doing nothing.
Yeah, because a siege is going to take longer than a week, so we might as well rest up.
We'll be here months, man.
But then we can once we're
We always have
ready.
we always have the tunnels.
Yeah, we can go the tunnels.
Once we're ready and we can see how the situation unfolds, we can make a decision. But right now, you're not ready to go anywhere. Right? You're not ready to go anywhere. I certainly am not.
Then I will head to my cart by the gate.
Yeah, I'll go with you. I'll go with you.
You go to your cart by the gate, and there's 5 individuals there. 3 men, 2 women,
All right.
and they're there, and they're like, we have our stuff, and they have several, looks like packs and bags
have
and
the-
so forth.
I'll have the women climb into the cart, and we will
Say, how you doing?
walk over to the gate.
You doing?
And I'll tell the guards at the gate to open the gates. These men need to leave.
Roll a persuasion check with advantage.
15.
Very well, sir. They go up, open the gate, and let them out. Where are you going with that?
You tell them where to go, head to, right?
Yes.
What was the name
Yeah,
of the
they
city?
know. Benelux.
Oh, the path, the road through the Alps should be clear.
We are staying here to defend this castle.
One of the guards says, "It's clear now. Don't dally. Another month it'll be start filling with snow."
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Why they're leaving now?
Mm-hmm.
Very well. Safe travels.
Is it winter? It's coming up on winter
fall.
already?
Yeah.
Seemed like it was just
It was
late
just
spring.
winter. Wasn't it just winter when we were going through the Alps?
I think it's just because we're in the mountain.
No, but I thought we were crossing into the Alps at a bad time. Remember we were crossing into the Alps?
I joined the party last winter.
Yeah.
We've gone like a full year.
We've got
And now
a
we're-
full year.
Yeah, and now we're approaching next winter.
Is that right?
I think
Well,
so.
it also follows the
eating those
calendar
mushrooms
year, so-
out there in the forest?
and we kind of stick with the calendar. So
So we
Yeah,
kind
but
of
I mean-
stuck with that. So,
Okay.
but yeah, so I'll hand them their gold. I'll thank them for what they're doing, and I say, hopefully, I meet you in Bellu.
We have every intention of meeting you in Bellu. Very well, sir. Their names are I'll send them to you in the Discord. Joseph and Sophie Schlossleitner, Gottspeller and Gerlinde Weiss, Meinrad and Meinrad seem to have left Gertie Strack behind.
Oh.
Poor Gertie.
Oh. He's really starting a new life.
Moving on.
Hey, Aldrich, there's a single lady.
Yeah, I'll write those down.
You watch them, the gate closes, but there's a small window. You can see they make their way out. The cart makes its way out across. It's starting to get dark now. You can see that it makes its way out across the loamy field. It's obviously a huge, large field that kind of surrounds the keep. It makes its way out, it turns right, and starts heading as the terrain ever so gently slopes upward toward where eventually the field eventually narrows and goes into a path that crosses over the Alps. Or crosses into the Alps, rather.
It is done.
And now we all have to have a side game where we're those people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Their journey begins.
Yeah. Like Oregon Trail.
They all died of dysentery.
Damn snake bites in the Alps.
All right, so they're gone.
It's a good thing their last name wasn't Donovan.
Yeah, I guess we're gonna hunker down and try to just outlast this. Try to rest.
Okay, so where do you guys go? Right now you're in your room, or you go back to your room, or what do you do?
Yeah.
I guess we go back to the bedroom that we're all staying in.
We had taken a prisoner, Sir Nicholas of.
Oh yeah.
What's his name?
Who are you talking to?
Just to Tom.
Yes, I'm tracking it. The figure's right in front of you.
Oh, yeah, there he is. Nicholas of Thuringia, I believe.
Yes, Thuringia.
Thuringia. We're keeping him with us.
Ask
I
Klaus.
assume, or
Klaus
is he
is
in
with
dungeon?
us.
No, they took him back.
He's
to
in the
castle.
jail.
He's in
Klaus
the
is with
jail.
us. Ask Klaus.
Wow, I'm not talking to Klaus.
Klaus.
I think Klaus was. Did he come down? Yes, he did.
He came down with us.
Yes, he did.
What was that guy's name? What was the prisoner we took?
And listen to all our talk about insurrection.
Do you know where? Do you know where they brought Nicholas, the prisoner?
Nah.
I assume they took him down to the dungeons below, but I don't. I mean, I've been with you.
Right. Okay. Well, should we talk to him?
Well, maybe it's time for Klaus to go back upstairs, so we can talk amongst ourselves.
The meal was awesome.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, it was whatever transpires. I was impressed with your fighting prowess, and it was an honor to fight alongside you.
It was an
I
honor
bid
as
you
well.
have a good meal. Good night.
Thank you. Well done out there.
Yeah.
And your men.
Yes,
They deserve.
yes, they will get a respite from
deserve some
whatever
rest.
happens. I feel that tomorrow, though, they'll be on the walls defending them.
Right. We need to rest. It's as simple as that.
Can I revisit my plan of taking our captive back hostage to the camp and speaking with Baron Unterhunter? Anybody
What,
want
you're
to
gonna take that guy?
Yeah.
Nicholas, go do what you choose to do.
And you want to bring him out of the castle?
I think we're.
He's hostage. We on the white flag. Perhaps we could come to another agreement if the group agrees.
I don't think they care about this guy. I don't think he's anything to
Well,
them.
he was a minor noble. Has some value to us.
Does he?
Oh yeah.
I'd say he has more information. It would be more valuable to us than.
I think he's got more information for you. Yeah. Since he seems to recognize you in some capacity.
Go do what you want to do at this point, because I know for us, some of us, we just need to rest, and we need to prepare ourselves to either fight or to leave.
Agreed.
We're not ready to do either right now. I mean, unless I'm off on that. I mean,
No, we're in no position to fight at this point.
that's all I got. If you want to take him and go try to play political games with him, by all means, go. I'm not going to stop you.
I don't know that bargaining with him gains us anything.
I don't think it does.
They don't have any prisoners of ours to exchange. I don't believe they'll readily give us anything.
Yeah, what are they going to do?
for
Stop
him.
attacking the castle? Because
Well, again, my previous plan to deliver them through the secret entrance, but you seem to not like that idea last time.
I don't think so. I mean,
Just according to you,
I mean,
the secret entrance is hardly travelable.
right. And we're trying to at least hope, keep up some sense of hope here that we will get some
If you
reinforcements.
do that, you eliminate one other major way of getting out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We'll keep that on the back burner then also.
Okay.
Good enough.
Rest it is for me.
I feel like that opportunity has passed. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm tired. I'm
Yeah.
going to go to sleep.
Morton. Sorry.
Morton.
He's
here.
Kartra.
He's here.
Kartra walks off. The rest of you are still at the table in the large mess hall.
I'm going to say, wait up, Shorty.
Come on,
Follow.
Street Bean, let's go.
In the mess hall.
String bean. Never
I don't know,
been.
isn't that like your long vegetables? I don't know what humans eat.
You venture up. Everybody
Back to
does
the
what? Goes back toward the room. You're watching the Carpathian Adventure on Seven-Sided Die, and we will be right back.
caverns? Will
We don't.
fight
It
to the
all
last?
depends.
You're
on
watching the
Also,
Carpathian adventure
can we
on
really
Seven-Sided
take a long rest
Die,
when
where
they're,
you
like,
rejoin the
sieging the
party,
castle?
negotiating
Why
in
not?
their private quarters
Throwing
on
things and all
what
that
course
stuff,
of
and we're
action to
running around.
take
As soon as we start running around,
next.
it nullifies
I
it.
think no, we won't be running around. We won't be fighting.
We won't be on the walls?
No.
Okay.
Maybe the siege will
Doesn't this guy
last.
expect us to do something, though?
And he,
Yeah,
then he
rest.
can make us.
I'd like to see him try.
Yeah. Right. So.
Now you think.
I'll go low, you go high.
Yeah. Okay. I think we're just, yeah. I'm gonna rest.
Night falls. What are you guys doing? Anything?
Sleep.
Carter, I called out to Woden amidst the battle. I took time to speak to him, and I fear he did not hear me.
Woden's very busy. He can't just, listen to you on a whim. He'll come when it's absolutely needed.
I'm new at this. I'm very new at speaking to him, and I don't know when he is listening, and
He's always.
sometimes he does feel absent.
You know what? He's always listening. He's always there. But he's not going to do it for you. Do you understand? You have to do it for
Right.
yourself. He's
Right.
listening, and he knows you're capable. He's not just
There
going
was
to help you.
There was a moment when I struck one of the enemies, and I felt his divine power like flow through me. Like it moved straight through my weapon.
Oh.
And then it was gone. Just like that. Guess I expected. I don't know what I expected. Maybe I expected.
Well, you've only just started down this path. You can't be expected
True.
to move mountains with one swing. As
mean,
impressive as you are already.
I wouldn't mind.
But no, such power has to be earned. You can't
Yeah.
just get it.
How do you know you're on the path? How do you know you're on that right path? Like, it's one thing to know what to do in these situations, like we find ourselves here, but this is a divine path. Like, how do you know you're on the right path?
You just got to know it's right here. You know you're on the path.
You
know when you're off
the
the
end
path.
of the path.
The path feels like it's more in here right now, and not maybe.
That's
in
because
here.
you're expecting too much. Too much of yourself, too much of Woden,
Yeah.
too much
Maybe.
of this whole situation.
I wonder how Woden would feel about that. Saying that we expect too much of him. I mean, he's the one that called to me. He's the one that chose me.
Yeah, so now you have to do your part. He put you on the path, now it's up to you to walk it.
Right.
Or not.
Oh, I hope I can find my way. I'm exhausted.
You will, Dranker. I'll make sure of it. I'll keep you centered. If I see you doing something that I don't think Woden would like, I'll let you know.
I don't know if there's much that Woden doesn't like, but at least in my skill tree.
He's a very eclectic deity. He loves his battles, he loves his drink. But
Maybe it was just the whole it was rain and darkness, and I just expected this. Him to light it up, like just light the path forward.
Yeah. It's not how it works, my friend.
No, I guess not.
It's not how it works. You got to be really, really devoted. You got to walk the path for a long time for stuff like that to happen. And you may never reach that end. I mean, I can do some pretty amazing things through Odin, but even I can't move mountains and all that.
I guess it's just that we just need it now. Feel the need now for it. I'll just keep trying.
He also might not care about anything about the cantons.
I don't know. I the faith in him is not amongst the people.
No. This is a heavily Christian area, so Odin's teachings really don't reach this area.
I look forward to us getting more north.
Indeed.
Seeing if we learn some more.
But you need to step it back. You need to accept that you just started on the path. And you're doing very well. In fact, everyone looks up to you here. We're all looking to you for leadership at this point.
Oh, he is 6'7".
Whoever was leading this thing before, it's on your shoulders now.
I hope I'm ready.
Oh, you're ready.
I'm off sleep.
Dream well.
I have a feeling all these aches and pains are going to be twice as bad tomorrow.
We shall see.
Yeah.
We shall see. Dream well.
Yep. You as well. May Woden look down on you.
And may he look down on you. May he look down on all of us.
You go to sleep. Everyone else just passes out, or is there anything anyone else is doing?
I am going to kind of hunker down in a corner and take out my book, my manuscript. I haven't really had a chance to even look at it since Benzo revealed its true appearance and nature to me. Kind of rushed right out the door to the field of battle. So I want to take some time and look at it. As far as, has it changed in appearance? Does it still look like the dusty old tomb it was before? Has it changed in actual appearance?
It still looks the same. It's
still the same.
It's obviously a very old, ancient book, but the
whatever
the information on the book is still readily apparent. Obviously, somebody's scrawled it in there in addition to whatever was already in the book itself.
I will. I'll cast Identify as a ritual, and after that is up and running, I'll close my eyes and speak in my mind. Emperor Barbarossa, you gave me a gift to see with true sight, with your eyes, to read what the words really mean. Let me see now what lays before me. And I'll kind of try to pay more attention to the numbers and stuff that I've been discussing with
Interesting.
Benzo, but also any other parts that I can read.
Interesting. Roll an intelligence check with advantage.
Nah. Glad we got a couple of those. That would be 22.
22. You ponder the book. You look at it, and your mind goes back and forth between the script and the numbers, and you're looking over the numbers and you're trying to decipher what they mean, and you're processing in your head what Benzo told you. And at the same time, you just have this sense of just something watching over you and kind of guiding you from your plea, if you will. And the numbers kind of congeal in your mind, and you run through them. And when with what he said about azimuths having meaning and numbers to directions having meaning, and you ponder that, and you all of a sudden the numbers start to congeal to you, and one of them, do you have the last translation available?
Yeah,
take a look at it, please.
The extended poem kind of. Just
okay. The numbers, you look at the numbers. The numbers say Zaragoza 060295, Zaragoza 061934, Zaragoza 0391167, and you suddenly it kind of gels in your mind that the first three digits of each of them are an azimuth, and the last three are a distance. And you don't have a map there or anything readily available, or the ability to figure out where they are in your head, but all of a sudden it's like this burst of inspiration that's a direction, and that's a distance.
I know where to go.
Alexandretta! Oh, never mind. Come on.
They're digging in the wrong place. I know where to go!
The Valley of the Crescent Moon.
There you go.
I look around and everybody's kind of half asleep.
What?
You
I
also
want to go
have
to hell.
another sense when you cast Identify on it that there is a spell embedded in the text as well, and you think that it's an incredibly, wickedly powerful spell, and perhaps something undeniably evil, and that it's going to take a little bit more time to figure it out, and it's probably an incredibly high-level spell as well. But it's not a normal spell, but it has some type of ability that is massive, massive destruction on some scale that you've never imagined before.
That sounds useful.
So really, really bad juju.
The nuke mage.
Got it. Okay. Artifact.
His book.
I close the book and sit back.
It's the nuke mage.
Kind of just smile.
Smile.
And just
smile.
I'm ecstatic about the knowledge that I've just kind of peeked into, and I just kind of think about it in my head until sleep just eventually overcomes me, and I have no choice but to. I try to stay awake thinking about it, but I just cannot any longer.
Okay. You go to sleep. Everyone else goes to sleep. The night passes uneventfully. Do you sleep in, or do you try and rise at early dawn? What's your plan? Did you have a plan?
I'm going to sleep in a little bit.
I'm going to sleep in.
I will rise and go to the top
That
of
was
the
an
walls.
exhausted day and a half. So.
I will rise and go to the top of the walls.
You wake up to go take a leak. And you're like, oh, everything hurts.
You rise early?
Yeah. Yeah, with the...
You rise early. You wander out, and up on the walls you see several troops. And there's Benzo and Werner up on the wall already. And they're looking out over the great plain, and there's like a fog with it. It's still that dark time of the morning before the sun actually burns off any fog. You're in this valley. Some of the clouds have lifted, and you can see the sky slightly above, trying to burn off this fog that is in this loamy valley. That smell of just rotting leaves and what have you just kind of fills the valley itself.
Like the best smell in the world.
Through the fog in the distance, you can see lights spotting around as if they're campfires and torches around the castle. And it seems to almost surround the castle entirely. And Benzo turns to you and says, "Oh, good morning."
Not that good.
No. But I guess we knew they would come.
Eventually, they would make it here.
If there is good news, apparently our compatriots off to the northwest didn't win their battle, but they didn't lose either. It was a bit of a draw. It seems as though both armies are retreating. So, I mean, maybe they're 3 days away if everything goes well. If not, you know.
The fort is strong, she will hold. And we will hold for 3 days.
I hope so. I certainly hope so. I think Werner's somewhat more pensive about it.
As is his place.
Yes. Well, time will tell. Your compatriots getting a good night's rest, then?
I suppose. I had another look at the book.
Oh, did you now? Your book? Yes. If you're willing to part with it, and, I'm willing to make it worth your while.
There you go again with such silly notions.
I'm a scholar like you are, I assume.
I mean, you are always
Purely academic.
You are always free to join me on my quest to find the answers that lie beyond the pages of this book.
I hope I have helped you somewhat already.
Oh, you have, and your assistance would be Most appreciated going further.
Okay.
I am sure you have much to offer.
Facebook blocked us.
What,
Live stream.
You did?
and why, pray tell?
You seem far more knowledgeable than I am, and I feel that I can learn much from you.
Interesting. Interesting indeed.
I've had a thought of splendid fancy, and you will surely mock me for this suggestion.
I'll mock you.
You will think I am a fool. You seem far wiser than even what your appearance in years seems to dictate.
I think you're lathering me up for something.
I was told to meet you by a dragon.
Oh, well, you know. Okay.
I have heard that many dragons choose to take the shape of a man from time to time.
Interesting.
You seem like you might be one of those men.
Interesting. Very interesting indeed. If I were a dragon, why would that intrigue you so much?
Yeah, because all dragons have ends which lie beyond the eyes of men.
All dragons serve other men too.
That may be true. But, as you know, there are much grander things in this world. And many things much bigger than what lies beyond these gates currently.
You're speaking in riddles.
Perhaps. Perhaps I spent too much time out there. You'll have to forgive me.
Very well. No harm taken.
I hope you are not insulted by such a suggestion.
I'm not sure how to take it. I'm very curious.
Inside check.
Not one of my strong suits.
Interesting. He sort of stares out into the fog, just watching it slowly burn off.
You just stand up there with him.
You stand there. A little bit of time passes, and then you see off in the distance one set of lights go brighter. And Werner says, "This is not a good thing at all." The light grows brighter in the distance, and brighter and brighter. And then all of a sudden, you see something, a large, bright light hurtling toward the wall. Werner says, "Get down!" And very quickly, he ducks behind the edge of the wall. A massive, massive ball of flame and just slams into the front of the wall and explodes and bursts apart on either side of it. And he says, "I think it has started, my friends."
I believe. I shall wake the others.
See? Very well. The troops, they're all ducked down behind the parapets themselves. Just stay down. This is going to be for a while. Do you take off, or what do you do?
Yeah, I'll go. I'm going to go back down and let everybody else know that.
Inside, you can hear the ringing of something slammed against the outside of the building.
Busted the doors. They're at the walls. Siege has begun.
The walls holding?
This is sturdy fortress. Well, we should have a few days at least.
Okay.
7, perhaps?
Only time will tell.
How strong is the front door?
I did not build it.
Did these look like the hands
Well,
of a combat?
well, time to go downstairs and see how everything is built.
Is it just the siege? Is it just the siege weapons firing now? or
Yes,
is it-
yes. They have started the
Okay.
first volley.
Let them come. Is what it is.
Now a rest for the weary.
Mattias, you've been in sieges before, have you not?
I have, yes.
What do you advise?
If you need my advice, then I'll give it. The first priority needs to be preventing enemies from scaling the walls. If they begin to bring up ladders, we need to knock them off or break them. If they begin to bring up towers, we need to find some way to destroy them or simply stop the enemy from gaining a foothold on the wall. Otherwise, we need to make sure that they cannot divide our attention sufficiently to break through the gate.
Easy peasy.
Yeah, we'll let them shoot their
Other than that,
catapults.
it is very situational.
I don't think this keep is going to last.
Extremely situational.
Earplugs for the noise of stuff hitting the wall so you can sleep.
Ah,
Earplugs.
this is nothing compared to the hammers and forges back home. All right, well, I'm going to go down and take a look, see what I can see.
Morton leaves the room. The rest of you are there.
Morton?
Morton. I am sorry. I am so sorry. Kartra leaves the room. The rest of you are there.
Who is this Morton?
Morton.
Okay. Kartra, you go downstairs. Where are you going?
I'm going to go to the front gate door, and I just want to, observe it and see how it is.
You go to the front gate door, and let me just...
Someone left it open.
Idiots, we're in a siege. Close these doors. We live in a keep.
Nobody closed it after the cart left.
Food first.
Close the doors.
Food first. I'm gonna get food, mail.
The people in the car just sitting in the front gate. Just
I'm not even paying attention.
Not even paying attention. Just letting it happen.
Okay. It looks like... Let me just slide. Can you slide that way, please?
I recommend not exerting yourself, Kartra, unless you leave the front door.
I just want to look at it.
You come up to it. Okay. You see that it has a portcullis on one side. You come across the courtyard where Balder's cart was. It has a portcullis on one side. Then there's an opening of about 10 feet. And then there's a door on the other side. It seems like a heavy, stout wooden door with iron bands upon it. You take a look at it, and it's probably about 8 inches thick. So it's pretty thick.
Oh, that's not too bad. Well, hold for a little while.
Roll an insight check for yourself.
You said there's a lot of
using
murder
with
holes,
advantage
too,
because
up
you're a
in there, too, right?
dwarf and you can kind of gauge
There's
some of this
there's
stuff.
arrow slits there.
Yeah, murder holes.
Yep.
drop
Oh, there's
oil
definitely
under.
lots of them.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. 25.
Your gut impression is it will hold, but probably not for too long. I mean, if somebody is deliberately pounding upon it,
It's going to break.
it's eventually going to break.
Well, yeah.
Is there any way to reinforce it on this side with metal beams or bars going into it?
There's always a way.
All right, I'm going to ponder that while I go and grab breakfast.
Okay. You head off to breakfast. As you turn and go toward breakfast, you hear the sound of another large ball slam into the side. You get the impression, though, that it wasn't like a stone. Right now, it's almost like they're lobbing huge balls of, massive intertwined leaves and branches and twigs that are just trying to illuminate the area, if you will.
All right.
Okay, you head off to get yourself some breakfast. What is the rest of everybody doing?
That's what I'm doing.
I cannot eat at a time like this. I will go back to the top of the walls.
It's not incredibly frequent, but the balls just keep getting hurled in different directions around the castle itself.
Just hang out up there with everybody else, see what's going on.
Most of them are ducking down low until they see. It's very evident when you see this large golden ball of flame coming towards you. It becomes readily apparent. And you can almost tell where it's about to be launched from inside of the fog in the distance. I'm sorry, Maddie, you were going to say something?
Matthias is going up to the wall as well.
You see Kartra.
Kartra?
You see Zyman up on the wall. I'll figure out your character names eventually.
Need a little
You
name
see,
tag over here.
there you go. You see Zyman up on the wall, Herr Werner as well, and Benzo D'Alessandro and several troops up there. Matthias.
Sir,
Good morning, Matthias.
they're scoping us out.
Yes, they are.
What?
I said yes, they are.
The deep breath before the storm, isn't it?
I think this will go on for a while. I don't know how for long. I suspect if we know the situation that happened to Northwest, so do they.
They're likely going to wait for word of the result of that engagement.
Do you think they don't already know?
If we know, they know.
Do we know who won?
It was a draw. Both armies, well, battered, retreated. Our friendly forces are headed this way, but at best case 3 days away. The others would probably be circling around to the north, heading east, and they would probably have a longer march, though.
And the closer contingent is weakened from their encounter.
Perhaps we don't know exactly how much. We learn more every day. And Benzo's in communication, but there's limits, and they're addressing their own needs at the same time. And what say you, Matthias? Do you have any advice?
Make sure that there's always a steady watch. That's obvious. We want to make sure that they don't catch us off guard. That there aren't any gaps in the watch that can be exploited, so that they can sneak onto the wall. Small. We need to start making sure that we have the supplies necessary to last through an extended wait, if need be.
I think we had been gathering supplies, and I think we have supplies. We could last easily a couple months. It's not going to be the most delicious and nourishing food, but we can sustain ourselves. We have enough, and we have food and water, and I think that I don't think this will last that long either way. My gut impression is they're going to continue to probe and then eventually do something to either penetrate or force our hand, one way or the other.
Penetrate probe.
That'll be what I would be trying to do in their situation. We'll have to keep our eyes open to make sure that they aren't digging any shafts under the walls.
It wouldn't surprise me for one bit. We would, of course, countermine them and send troops in to try and... I'm sorry?
Dragon. Was that an elephant?
Dragon.
We would send troops in to try and close it down very quickly. And, of course, fight them off. But the walls
It's a difficult situation.
do go fairly deep. They would have to go very, very deep. And I suspect mining would take much longer than they want. Just my gut impression. They're going to look
Unless
for
they have
something
some
more.
form of
Something more
Heavier
expeditious.
artillery.
When you were out there, did they have catapults?
They did, but mostly small ones.
No.
Seems like they're using similar. It seems like they're either making use of the same ones and using very light materials for this scout effort, or they brought trebuchets and I didn't notice. How they set up trebuchets so quickly is beyond me.
I don't get the impression that those firing right now are trebuchets.
That's just my thinking. Now, if they're going to try and take the castle, they're going to either have to break down part of the wall, scale it, or break down the gate.
Yes. The walls are
Either
pretty...
that or find some other way in.
Yeah. I think...
Perhaps you should have guards of some sort stationed near that hidden exit.
That is a very valid point. He turns to Klaus. Klaus disappears from the wall. That is a very valid point. Thank you. Although there are some dangers down there to work through on their own, but who knows, with enough men they might very quickly penetrate it. Yes, it's a very valid point. Perhaps we'll brick it up in the meantime as well, or something.
Whatever you think is best.
Yeah, I think
I'm
that's...
just trying to make sure that there is no possible way that they could get in without our notice.
Yes.
The moment they can is the moment that we lose this castle.
Yes, that's a very good point. He turns to another guard. Catch up with Klaus. Tell him to fill it with stone and mortar and stone it up for now. And the guard nods in agreement. Very well, sir.
Other than that, we have to wait for them to make their move.
Yes.
The moment they start to make it, we need to take action to counter it. We can't have any delays. We can't have any pauses. We can't have any rests. We need to have a constant watch, keeping an eye on the enemy lines to make sure that they aren't doing anything that we won't be able to counter. If they bring towers up, we need to be able to fight them off. If they bring up ladders, we need to be able to break them down or push them away. If they bring up a battering ram, we need to be able to fortify the gate.
Very well. I mean, all of those things, many of them had crossed my mind already. Will you work with this?
Unfortunately, that's the simple fact of the matter. Unless something else unknown to us is currently available at our disposal, my suggestions are essentially universal to this situation. They're not unique.
No. While you're standing there, another ball comes hurtling toward the wall. Benzo and Werner duck down. Do you remain standing?
Yeah.
You remain standing. The ball slams into the front of the walls and it explodes in a bright light, and it doesn't touch you at all. They look up at you, somewhat astonished. How did you know you wouldn't be hit?
I didn't.
They look at one another, somewhat dumbfounded. Werner stands back up again, brushing himself off.
As I said, I've had some experience with sieges. This sort of thing isn't completely alien to me.
Yes. Very well. I guess I had heard an old warrior once say to me, don't duck, you might be moving right into the oncoming fire. But that's good point. Thank you. I hope we can count on you to help defend the castle.
Rest assured, my sword is at the disposal of the people within these walls.
Thank you, Matthias. With that, you guys having a good time?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, superb.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll pause there. Huzzah! Very, very different twist of events, guys. Not what I expected. Okay.
This time I believe you.
Yes. Hey. Going around the table, Jess, what was your highlight?
Getting into the book a little more is always great for me. Borinth not confronting me about lighting him on fire. Also a highlight.
That's too tired.
I'd say that's about it. Just being back at the table.
Okay.
Happy to be back.
Awesome. 1,500 experience points. Sorry, I didn't see an adventure log
That's
from you. Okay, 1,500 experience with your level bonus. Ryan, what was your highlight?
Well, not too much this time. I didn't really do anything, but I did enjoy protecting
some
our
RP in there.
I did enjoy protecting our assets and
yes, you got it
changing
out
the
of
lives
time.
of a few poor people. At least
Certainly
they got
did.
at least they got to live. The rest of them, I don't know.
Who knows?
They would be dead on the side of a path somewhere.
Who knows where it goes?
I can't wait to
Only
find
one
that
of them
cart
is
in
going
the
to show
bodies.
up. It's going to take the whole thing for
Right.
himself.
But it was nice to give him an opportunity. It was nice to give him an opportunity at new life.
Yeah.
Instead of under the rule of whatever they're about to be invaded with.
Okay. I did not see a logger hook from you, correct?
Mm-hmm.
1,000 experience points, sir. Joe, what was your highlight?
My highlight was actually getting a little grudging respect. I wouldn't call it respect, but a little less hatred from Matthias when kind of commented about Werner insulting him. Aldrich doesn't necessarily need or crave the respect of his companions, but having one less that dislikes him is helpful. So that was.
If you as having been that way, you can do so.
What did he say? What did he say?
If you interpret it, I believe you said if you interpret it as having been that way,
I don't think that they're
something do so.
close friends just yet, but perhaps a little less animosity between the two.
Yeah, that's always a good thing. Or can be, again.
That would be quite the change for Matthias.
Oh,
Indeed,
boy.
quite so.
Yeah, I think he extended an olive branch, Matthias. Anyway. Well, thank you very much, Joe. I didn't see a logger hook from you. 2,000 experience points. Sound good? Dennis, Kartra, what was your highlight, sir?
I like talking religion with Borinth there. I thought
That
that was
was
really
pretty
good.
cool.
That was like I got to play a part, the cleric part, and kind of putting him on the path. So I thought that was fun. I enjoyed that.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was good. That was really good.
Thank you very much for the adventure log and the hook. That was very interesting. It was very, very interesting. It was one of the reasons I think I thought you guys were going to stand and fight, but it was awesome.
It's all your fault.
Okay, 2,500 experience points.
Look what
sir.
you've done.
Okie doke. Brian, what was your highlight?
It was the same as Dennis. I enjoyed our little role play with religion talk and trying to create a connection between the two characters because we do have something that we have very similar, very in common. And Kartra has experience, and it's all so new to Borinth, so it's a little bit raw, like it's a little bit unpredictable because he just doesn't know any better. Where Kartra has like control over it, and Borinth is just his expectations are not set yet. So
I like the whole path analogy because
Yeah.
like we're all like on the path and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it a lot.
Very cool. I didn't see a logger hook from yourself. 1,000 experience points. Reiner, what was your highlight?
I always feel like I didn't do my homework when he says that.
As with so many other people, the various
Well, I'm
stages
just
of,
pause,
just
Reiner.
joking.
I'm clarifying because sometimes I miss stuff.
Right.
And
I'm just joking.
and if I did miss it, I don't want to deny you credit for it. I mean, I want to go back and make sure that I read it because I do value them. I value them more than you probably realize. And I really look at it and I dig into it and I'm like, what is this guy? Is he giving me something to nibble on for the future of his character that I can actually build into something? Is there something woven in there that kind of tells me what he thought as a player about the game? Again, you're kind of describing not what happened, but how your character felt about it. So is there something I can glean from that to kind of make it a more enjoyable game? So I work with what I get, and I don't ever want it to feel like homework. I want it to feel. I write logs for another group, and sometimes it goes in waves, and sometimes I write like a full page, and sometimes I don't write at all, and but I do it not from the perspective of influencing the DM's direction, but from the perspective of trying to build that character myself. I think you guys have very well developed characters, but trying to build the character myself. But also, there is a part that kind of relates what I want, what the character's perception of what happened is, and then if there's something that kind of my character in this other campaign wants to become like a megalomaniac builder. He just wants to build high rises to make like towering glass towers in the city. Not because he just thinks it would be cool to be like a real estate king. And so and it's already starting to happen in the game, and I think that's really cool. And it gave the DM something to nibble on, and it gave me a way of translating it to him. So you never, ever, 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 ever have to do them. But if you do, I try to bite at them. Does that mean it's going to happen the next session? I can almost guarantee no. But do I build it in there? I try and build it in there. I think I try to weave in some things with everybody's story. Slowly. Sometimes I weave them in wickedly, wickedly slowly, because I've made the mistake sometimes of putting things out there. I feel like I've made the mistakes sometimes of putting something out there, and that's not a direction that the player wanted their character to go. So I'll harken back to Brad. When Brad had the idea, I had an idea that he wanted to build this church, and he wanted to extend Sarenrae in my world where, to be blunt, Sarenrae doesn't exist. There is no such thing as Sarenrae, and I thought that was clear from the get-go. But he wanted to build this church, and so I was trying to think of a way to kind of tie it into an existing deity that existed in my world. It's your character. I will never tell you guys what to do, but it's my world. Tough crap. If you don't like it, find another table. It's that simple. Okay? But so I'm trying to tie him in. And I think I went too far with him. And I think because I didn't take baby steps, I went too far. I sat there and I tried to create this entity that, while not directly Christian, it dovetailed in with his, and that he would be able to use his character in the broader sense and be able to then build his church or his temple that he wanted to build and expand Sarenrae the way he wanted to build. It still would have been Sarenrae. It still was Sarenrae. But I went too far with it. And I don't know for sure. Brad, if you're out there and you're watching this is recorded, check in with me. I think my gut impression was it pissed him off to no end. And I don't ever want to do that. So if you give me stuff, I work with it. If you give me nothing, I go with what my gut tells me. So it's not about homework. It's about clarifying information. So when I say, I didn't get one from you, it's the same way when I say at the end of a combat round. I said, if you probably always hear me, what do I say at the end of every combat round for each of you?
Anything else?
Is there anything else? Because I don't know your character as well as you do. And so I want to know, hey, maybe there's something else you can do, and I don't want to move on past you and deny you the opportunity to do that. But it's also kind of a prompt, too, that, hey, is there anything else you want? Is there anything else you're thinking of? And that's what it is. So back to, it's not about homework. If it comes across that way, I'm sorry.
I just mean, like, when your teacher says, like, oh, you can do this extra stuff for extra credit, and then you go into class, and then, did you do the extra credit? No, I didn't do the extra credit. Oh, okay.
But that's cool. But it's about clarity.
No, that's all.
And I'm sorry if it comes across that way. I cannot ask it, but my risk with not asking is that I have missed. I mean, there have been times we sat at this table, and I said, I didn't see a log from, hey, Johnny Joe, I didn't see a log from you. And then Johnny Joe says, yes, I did. And I was like, you know what? I missed it. I'm a human being. I miss stuff. Like everybody else at the table, I got a buttload of crap on my plate. And so I miss stuff. So, and then I'm like, oh, okay, cool. You got credit for it. I just got to go back and read it now. So I'm sorry if it comes across that way. It's not meant to
I
come
just mean
across
like,
that
Ryan,
way.
you gotta step it up.
No,
That's how I mean it. I'm thinking like,
and I'm
personally,
really,
not
really
like-
sorry it comes across that way.
Does everybody have the explicit intention of doing the log whenever you
Every
leave here?
time I do.
And you're intending to do it, and then
Every
like
single
stuff gets in the
time.
way, and it's like,
Every
See,
single
I
time.
love doing the log.
It's
I
just
love trying to
extra
give
time
Tom a
in
little
front
bit
of
of
my
like
computer,
how I'm
but-
thinking and stuff. And I love the sweet XP. So
I,
it works for me.
I love doing it when it seems appropriate for the whatever happened.
I don't ever want to come across as forcing you to do. If I ever come across as
Definitely
forcing
does.
anyone to do it,
Definitely does.
That's 100%
Definitely
wrong
does.
on my part.
I always intend to do it because I want to do it.
Right,
it's
right,
just
right.
extra time in front of my computer. So I always want to read everybody else's. And sometimes I'm just like, I just don't want to go in front of the computer.
No, man, I'm a
total
total dweeb. I want to know more about this character even when I'm not like at the table.
Okay. So with that, I haven't gotten to Reiner. Reiner, what was your highlight?
Personally,
Yes.
the various little bits of role playing, both that I was involved in and that I got to see going on around the table. It's just really interesting watching everyone develop their characters.
Okay.
And it was interesting to kind of start to hint at the fact that Matthias isn't necessarily the same person that he was before he left for Carpathia.
Oh, I think that's cool. I mean, your character develops.
I like to think Aldrich has a part in helping
Oh,
that
that's
evolution.
awesome. Okay, I'm going to say something, but don't take it the wrong way. I didn't see a longer book from you.
Did you do your homework, Mattias?
Okay, 1,000 experience points. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Okay.
Of course.
Awesome. Thank you for playing. Okay, guys, thank you, guys.
I'm glad to be here.
Okay, fabulous stuff. Thank you for watching Seven-Sided Dice Carpathian Adventure. Again, we would like to thank Sirenscape for the use of their audio sound effects. That's www.syrinscape.com. Thank you, artists Yenu and Silky Noir, for their terrific character art. Please patronize them via the @ Yenu Draws on Instagram, @ Yenu on Tumblr and Twitter, and patronize Silky Noir on DeviantArt. Please comment in the Twitch chat room on Facebook. Apparently, I'm told we went off Facebook. I would love to know why. We'll figure it out afterwards. And if we need to upload, then we got to upload. But that means some people didn't get to see it live. That kind of sucks. And I'm sorry. We'll figure it out. I don't think we played any music in the background that was copyright violation. So I don't think we played any music at all tonight. So, well, either way, comment on Instagram.
Monty Python is what did it.
What was it?
Quoting Monty Python's what did it.
Oh, was it?
No, but you can't
do that.
On Twitter and on YouTube. While we do this strictly
Facebook
for
can do whatever
fun,
they want.
please let us know how we might improve our stream. Lastly, please follow us on Twitch and on Instagram. Please like on Facebook and on YouTube. And please subscribe on YouTube, where I think we're up to 298. I see Dennis looking at the clock. I went a little long because of my diatribe. As we indulge a slightly more diatribe, I was recently asked why we stream. I guess really why I stream. It is a good question. We don't make any money from streaming. Never have, never will. Well, it would be cool to make some chump change, some quote beer money or wine money in my case. We have not. So why? I think a little background is necessary. About 4 years ago, one member of our group, Brad, and I was earlier speaking about him, and I pissed him off then, but I think I did. But I'm sorry, Brad, I genuinely am. If I recall correctly, Brad told us another group was streaming their D&D sessions. I think I incredulously said, really? He pulled up the stream on his phone, and I briefly watched what they were doing. Meeting his gaze, I naively said, we can do that. a lot of stumbles, and many bumps later, we are. So part of it was a personal challenge. Many years ago, I also worked in broadcasting, among many jobs I held. I did traffic on WCBS News Radio 88. I was an assignment editor, assignment manager, segment producer, international operations coordinator for the largest news agency in the world, Reuters. Before leaving broadcasting, I was on WNBC TV every morning, many afternoons, and on countless other times as Tom Frick, Chopper 4. It was the culmination of a dozen years in local news. With that, I guess, a tiny bit of me still long for the thrill of doing something live again. When it's live, You can't change it. It's just the way it is. It's not only a live game, but is live before other people to see, to be critical of, to enjoy, what have you. For some, like me, there's something exciting about doing something live where mistakes are not forgiven. In addition, while not local news, I still get a bit of a thrill just going on a bit in a stream. So thank you, Brad. Having been streaming for several years now, I think we're upwards of almost coming up on 5 years, I also discovered that it is an incredible, if not invaluable, tool as well. When I worked in broadcasting, we regularly critiqued our performance with the goal of doing better. Fast forward far too many years, watching the previously streamed session, I pick up on my mistakes. I sometimes discover that I missed what players said. I listen to my descriptions throughout the session to try to improve them in the future. So I would like to think that streaming has improved my DM skills, maybe a little bit, or at least a little bit in my mind. I think it has. Others watch us for their own reasons. A cohort of mine says he occasionally watches our stream because he finds it entertaining and it helps put him to sleep. Hey, we appreciate your viewership, Mr. G. In the end, I think streaming also changes the dynamic at the table in a good way. I won't go deeper on that aspect. Just know that it does. And I think it's a good thing. To the few folks out there that find our endeavor entertaining, thank you. We greatly appreciate it. I greatly appreciate it. I will end my diatribe there. Always remember, in the Carpathian adventure, the journey is the destination, and we will continue the journey in 2 weeks. So for now, thank you for watching. Roll a 7-sided die, and have a good night.
Play some Dungeons and Dragons!
Huzzah!